Yeah.
And we're live.
We are live for a brand new episode of Rambling Red Shirts.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's crazy. We're on episode 20 now after I don't know how long we've been doing this after
Rambling Red Shirts. It's been about a year now. Our first one, I believe, was July 26th.
So we just passed a year.
I believe. Let me double check that. I think that was our first. We uploaded it August 2nd. So
we'll call this about a year, close enough.
Well, because I don't think we uploaded it right away. You know what I mean? Like,
because we did it on Twitch first.
Yes.
So I don't know if we did that first one right
because away. Remember, we couldn't stream on YouTube because I didn't click the thing soon enough, and we had.
Well, but we didn't start that until like 4 or 5 though, as well.
That's true.
YouTube thing.
What, streaming it?
Streaming it on YouTube.
Yeah, our first one was 5. Yeah, 5. We did a bunch on Twitch. You're right, because we were trying to get it monetized. That's right. Anyway, we are here.
Hello,
JD Sleesman and
what up,
CEO
JD?
Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance. New people I've never seen that Spencer knows.
They are both over from
Red 5?
From Rebel Rock Radio. JD is Steve's
that's the other half. Okay.
We have wonderful Charles in the chat, who is the DM of Red 5 Tavern most of the time.
What's up, Ronnie J?
Ronnie J here. Absolutely wonderful to have everybody here. So
since Ronnie J's here, we got to do the plug. You know we have to, Spencer.
No, we don't need to. So, but yeah,
whatever it is, no, you don't.
So we have a great episode in stores. We are back, as it's been a while, and we have so much to talk about because San Diego Comic-Con just happened.
Yes.
I will say though, there's going to be no comic news cover today
because that is saved for what?
What tomorrow over on the Dingus Den? I'll be covering it all with Steve from Rebel Rock Radio, where we're going to be diving deep into all the big news that's come out, as DC dropped a freaking bombshell last weekend. So very excited to talk about all that, as well as a bunch of Marvel stuff that came out. So tune into the Dingus Den tomorrow, where I already have it all scheduled and planned to go live at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So check it out there. But we will get right on into it, though, with all sorts of fun stuff that we have here. But as we always begin with here and Rambling Red Shirts, what we do first is we talk about our picks of the week. And so, you know what, Patrick? I think you should go first for your pick.
I agree. I was going to say, you go first, and I go, and then Spencer would go.
Yes. So, what about your pick of the week, Patrick?
Well, what happens when a man gets bored of playing Flight Sim for over a month? A man must go into his backlog and pull out the wonderful Ubisoft title of The Division. And I blame 2 people for this. One of them is sitting in this room with me, a man by the name of The Dingus.
Oh, no, I did nothing.
What?
And our friend Castro. They've been talking about The Division a bunch lately.
We've been talking about The Division a lot, though.
Yeah, Chris is talking about it a lot more than me.
Oh,
but.
Yeah. I must have seen his.
No, you and I were having a conversation about it where you said, you said, I've got The Division 2, but I've never played it. I said, well, if you install it, I'll install it, and I'll play it with you.
Yeah, but
we've definitely been talking about.
I want to finish the campaign of the first game.
I understand. I have already, so I understand.
Division 2 is not even in the forefront of my thought right now. But recently, our buddy Castro, friend of the stream, he's been playing the Division over on PS4 and PS5. I think he's got it installed on his PS5 now. So he's been talking like crazy about it, like mad, and he's been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands as well. And so I was like, damn, if he's playing that, I got to get back on my A game. I got to go finish this Division thing. And I said, you know what? If we're going to do this, we're going to get some AdSense revenue out of this. So I've probably poured in about, 7 or 8 hours over the last few days just streaming the Division.
Woo, our subscription thing worked. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
baby.
Charles.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles.
Continue. Sorry, Patrick.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been running around the streets of New York, and to make it fun for our viewers, I've specifically not been fast traveling. I've been manually running all over New York City, kind of giving the authentic experience of just kind of running the streets like you would in real life. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been going back and backtracking areas I hit early in the game where there've been like additional side missions or things I might have missed early on. I've been upgrading my character and kind of gauging what people have been saying in the chat, like, hey, how does my character look? Do you guys like the new look, or which gun should I run? Stuff like that. And it's been a lot of fun, a lot of good engagement, and it's looking like we've been getting a lot of replay watchers. So that's been fun. So if you guys ever want to stop by, anytime you see Red Shirts Remastered go live, you see me running the streets of New York, come say hello.
He's running those streets in New York out on the corner. You want to know how much it is for a ZJ? If you don't know what it is, you don't want one.
You don't want one.
Beer Fest reference there for anybody who loves Beer Fest.
I
was playing ping pong and ping pong.
Well, yeah, Chris,
I think we're still level 28, but we're getting close to level 29. Yes. We're getting there.
You're getting there.
All right, who's next?
You're getting there. Chris, what do you got for us?
Well, what happens when the world decides that originality is dead? We get sequels for movies from 30 years ago.
Because Hollywood originality.
25 years ago, I guess now. 90s. When was the third? I can't remember when the third one was. But anyway, my pick of the week
franchise
is Beverly Hills XLF. Technically, Beverly Hills Cop 4. Beverly Hills Cop XLF. Beverly Hills Cop 4. So it's on Netflix. It is a fantastic movie. It holds true to the original feel of the first three. Eddie Murphy is fantastic in it. Judge Reinhold is back. He's great. The guy who plays Taggart is back. He's great. It feels like a Beverly Hills Cop movie. The guy who plays Surge makes a cameo. Matthew Coburn not falling for a banana in my tailpipe 4. There you go. It makes me want to go watch the first three. It's just it just modernizes it too, where you have things like there's a cops, he gets arrested and they put him in like an electric car and he's like driving away slowly and he makes a joke about that. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in it as well, which is good. He's great in it. Who plays the main bad guy? Now I can't remember who it is. Oh, Kevin Bacon is the main bad guy in it. And he's great in it. Like, really good bad guy. Yes, Bronson Pinchot, Charles. Surge makes a cameo. He's fantastic. So excited when he showed up. I think that's the only like main cameo though. Because I mean the main three cast of Axel Foley, Rosewood, and Taggart are really all you need. And you can put anything around them, and you've got a fantastic Beverly Hills Cop movie. So I definitely recommend checking it out if you have Netflix. If you don't, hit Spencer up. He might be able to help you figure out a way to watch it.
Wow.
I mean, I know too, but I think it'd be better if you ask Spencer. So, and on that note, Spencer, what is your pick of the week?
Oh my gosh! Well, there's a very tiny movie that's been lighting up the theaters. We could say.
What's a movie?
I know what's a
it's a moving picture.
I'm trying to think of how busy I've last seen the theater be since this, and I want to say maybe No Way Home.
Guardians 3.
Busier than when I went to see Guardians 3 for sure. But when I saw Guardians 3, it wasn't particularly at the busier times for the most part. And so for like an opening weekend like that. And so, but of course I'm referring to Deadpool Wolverine as holy crap, that was such a great movie. I have already seen it twice, and it's such a great right, and celebration of things to come before, and it's not going to give any spoilers,
No.
but it's such a great movie. Has cameos that's absolutely worth it. Has such an amazing opening that where
it's probably one of the best movie openings,
one of the best ever movie openings
ever.
It's so good. I freaking love how the movie opens. It's I absolutely love it.
The critics have been saying it has no heart, which is it's got so much heart.
Yeah,
so much heart.
They just don't have hearts. It's okay.
No, well, the critics have expectations, and
they just check boxes now.
Well, here's the thing: it flips, and Deadpool's done this with his first two movies. It flips cinema on its head, and
and they don't like that.
They can't handle that.
No, they're in a box.
What
Anything
were the
outside that box just doesn't work.
What were the? I'm gonna go see. What were the tomato scores for the first two?
Let me look and see what No Way Home.
They're around
No Way Home kind of broke the mold too.
All the same. That's crazy. Charles said that he hasn't been to the theater since Top Gun Maverick until just now for Deadpool and Wolverine.
I heard somebody recently on social said the exact same thing.
Deadpool 1, 85 critic score, 90 audience score. Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I know Deadpool
84
Wolverine,
tomato meter, 86 audience score.
That's around the same.
Yeah, and Wolverine.
And then the last one has
79 tomato meter, 96 audience score. So yeah, it's all about the same.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's not like they hate it. It's not like they hate it. 79%, 80% is still 8 out of 10 movies, still good.
It's still passing.
Yes, but yes, I agree, JD. It was a fantastic movie. It's such a great journey, and great story about the friends you make along the way, and just so much stuff to it. It's a great movie. Where just go watch it. Like I don't want to say anything just because it's like just go watch it.
No, no, it's too early to spoil anything.
Right, I'm not.
If we want to do a spoiler review, we will do a spoiler review and say if this is a spoiler
maybe
review.
We will.
Maybe we should
do that later on.
I think we should.
So, we should. So keep an eye out for that. But go watch Deadpool Wolverine. The hype is real. The hype is warranted.
Yeah, go watch it first, and then come watch our spoiler review that we're gonna do.
Absolutely.
The hype is real. Yeah. I mean, the amount of money that movie made in the first 2 days made what, like $500 million, like $50 million. I mean, in the first 2 days, and it was like the biggest opening.
50. It's going to be really big. It's crossed either today or yesterday 500 million. So
yeah, that's where I heard today. It's already at 500 million, and that's it. It's only Wednesday, and it came out last Thursday. Is that their break even?
Is that break even for this film?
No, they probably already made money on it.
What was the budget for this? Do you know?
That's what I'm checking.
I don't know, but it's doing well though, as it is biggest opening for a rated R movie and going to become the highest grossing rated R movie, passing, I believe, Joker is number 1 on that end. So
yes, Deadpool 1 was number 1, and then Joker surpassed it, and then.
Do you think Folie à Deux has a chance of surpassing?
No way.
No. I'm sure it's going to be good, but there's nowhere near the amount of hype for it as this. And so
because of the Gaga,
Lady Gaga. Listen, Lady Gaga's only so big compared to Ron Reynolds. Yeah. Just saying.
Taylor Swift in the role. The Swifties would make it the top-rated R movie of all time.
Oh boy, but yeah, it's such a wonderful movie though. Now, before we move on,
200 million was the production budget before marketing. So you double it basically for marketing. So you're at 400. So they've already surpassed it. They're like, they're profiting right now. They're rolling in it.
Disney's like, all right, back in the money truck.
They're like rated R movies.
They're now
Blade. Come on, Blade, hurry up now.
They're now recouping the money that they lost on the Marvels. Now is what's happening. So anyway,
the Marvels wasn't that bad though.
I agree. Nobody just went to go see it. So
yeah, that's the problem. Take out the one stupid singing scene.
Take out the one scene, and you'll be fine.
And it's a really good MCU movie.
I did have fun with it.
Yeah,
Well.
Papa Iger is probably financing his third Aspen home with this movie.
Probably.
Speaking of the MCU, though, we did get lots of MCU news from from here, though.
Well, but first,
But first, let's take a little side route. We're also talking about Marvel here, all right?
So,
we got there's been and something that me and Chris could also very much say is a pick of the week for us is there's in this closed beta test that's been going on right now called Marvel Rivals, which is a new online hero shooter game, which is
it's like Overwatch.
It's like Overwatch, but with your Marvel heroes.
And third person, not first person.
Right. And so me and Chris have been playing a lot of it. And we've been having an absolute blast with it.
Yes.
So much fun. And yeah, we've just been having so much fun playing it. It just made me realize how much I miss when Overwatch was good and not the garbage it is now. And so
I was never really into hero shooters.
You mean how Overwatch is slowly become Overwatch 1 again?
Well, Overwatch 2 is now it's a live service game, so
yeah.
Now Marvel Rivals is going to be a live service game, and I was never really interested in hero shooters or that kind of game, but with the Marvel skin on it, it's just obviously I'm dare I say attracted to it.
It's licensing.
It's licensed merchandise. Yeah, well, yeah. It's why I was attracted to Fortnite, and why I started playing Fortnite, Futurama, and then Ninja Turtles.
You got in with Fry and Bender. They got you hooked, buddy.
And then Ninja Turtles was shortly after, and now I'm hooked. Now I'm figuring out a budget on how I'm going to get skins and gliders, and I'm budgeting and pay for the crew. We just got our new skin tonight for that. I can't believe tomorrow's August, by the way, guys.
Where has this year gone?
Seriously. But it's fantastic. There's a couple of things that you can earn in the beta that you get to keep when the game comes out. It will be free to play, the game.
Great incentives to play as well, because all of them's a nice-looking Venom skin, which I just got today. And
incentives for microtransactions.
But it's such a good game, though.
During Comic-Con, they dropped 2 characters that they added to the beta, one of them being Thor, and the other one, why don't you tell the other people who the other one is, Spencer?
So
why don't you tell it to him in song?
In song, no, you're not getting song. But what you will get is my lovely voice is Jeff the Shark.
Baby.
It's a
what? Who the fuck is that?
It's a 4 shark that walks around and you actually have a Jeff?
Yeah, remember I've got the Deadpool.
You're almost better off recognizing Left Shark from the Katy Perry
I should take him out finally. I think it's finally time, because every once in a while, I'll keep a lot of the pops in boxes, and every once in a while, it's time to take the pop out of the box. And because of thanks to Marvel Rivals and my now new appreciation for Jeff the Shark, because I really just thought it was a shark when I first got this. And it's out of a mystery box. So it's out of a mystery box, and there were 4 you could get.
Just eat this.
One of them is, and it's seasons. So one of them was spring.
Oh, and an Easter Bunny costume. That's great.
Yep. There was winter and fall, which we don't have. We didn't get. We actually got 2 of them. We got the same set each time. We were kind of bummed because we wanted to get all 4 of them. But we only got 2 of the same. But then the summer one. Make sure there's no stain.
That's not Jeff the Shark. I don't know what this is that you have there, Patrick, but that's absolutely.
But that's Jeff the Shark.
Huh. Look at that, a big shark eating it. Yeah, that's Jeff.
That's Jeff the Shark.
I think
my name's
Jeff a little bigger than how you think of him being, but because in the game he's tiny. He's like a pet size.
Yeah, he is.
Little
But
shark.
when he opens his mouth like that, he's that big. When he does his attack where he jumps up, he's huge. So, but he's a 4-legged. Here, we'll send Patrick the trailer for Jeff the Shark.
Oh yes, but yeah, Jeff the Shark is great. So, but yeah, no, we just want to shout out Marvel Rivals, which has been such a fun game that me and Chris has really been enjoying. And so when it does its full launch, I believe next year. Definitely check it out.
And so Spencer, before we move on, who has been your favorite character to use in Marvel Rivals? It's just
I can't pinpoint one favorite.
Pick 3, one of each class.
One of each class. Okay.
One of each class, because I can do that easily.
So you have your tanks. So that'll be Venom. Damage would be Star-Lord, and support. We're gonna share the same one here, but Rocket Raccoon.
Yep. Support for me is Rocket Raccoon. For damage, it's Magic, who, if you don't know, is Colossus's sister. And then for tank, I'm gonna be nice and classic, and it's Hulk. Which is cool, because in the game, you get to be Bruce Banner, and you Hulk out. So when you lose all your HP, you don't die right away. You turn back to Banner, and you have a gamma gun and gamma grenades that you can try and use to survive.
Also to add too, from how it's different than Overwatch is you have team up abilities. So if two people choose certain things that go together, like for example, Punisher is one of the characters in the game, and you have Rocket Raccoon. There's a thing where there's an ability that Rocket Raccoon gains to place down a machine that can give Punisher unlimited ammo if he's close enough to it. And so there's a bunch of cool stuff like that for a lot of the characters. And so I can't wait to see how they're going to incorporate more and more of those as well. So lots of cool stuff that they do, as well as the some of the environment areas is destructible. Like for the first time, at least for me, for the first time while we were playing today, there's a whole building that collapsed, and there's like spider things that came to like save the roof from completely collapsing. And that's the first time I've seen that building completely destroyed like that, which is really cool.
It's really cool. Like, and you can scan to see what's destroyable, and then it's definitely
worth checking out.
Absolutely, and it'll be free to play when it comes out. So you have no excuse, and it's going to be on every platform except I don't know if it'll be on mobile. Which they could very well easily put it on mobile. It's that, with the technology that they have in phones these days.
Some of them for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. Maybe.
So. He's watching the Jeff the Shark trailer.
How you doing over there, buddy?
Now I understand why you wanted Spencer to sing.
Baby shark, do.
Oh my god!
No, because it sounds like the way he sings in the trailer is how Spencer would sing. Like,
Spencer does that when we're playing matches. He'll start. What happened?
My headset's dying. I gotta switch back up here.
All right. Well, while he's doing that, let's get back on track to the MCU though. We have lots of stuff that came out from Marvel News. Hall H, and you know what? We'll just go big here and dive right into all the Marvel-y goodness here. Where first we have our confirmation. This is something I pretty much knew or suspected, I should say, was coming, but we got our confirmation that we're officially getting adamantium in the MCU now. With
besides in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie inside of Wolverine.
Okay, Universe 616.
Yes.
Where we have I fully agree with whatever her name is that plays Miss Marvel. But anyway, we're getting adamantium in the MCU via the Celestial that was left there in Eternals, as that's going to be back in Brave New World. And if you watch the show in Brave New World, there's actually a tiny snippet in it too where you actually see them there. Very hard to tell, like very like blink and a miss it moment, but like they're there. And so we're getting adamantium in the MCU, which I mean just opens more doors, I guess, as far as what stuff is going to be coming.
Yeah, and in the main universe of the MCU, should we be clear, because they don't have adamantium. It's so now are we going to get an MCU Wolverine where he's just it's a new Logan, and we get the whole origin story from when they find the adamantium, which we've never gotten. We've only gotten from the facility. So I'm kind of excited to see that backstory. I'm very intrigued because this is is all linked to Captain America: Brave New World. Before they brought on the actor we're going to be talking about next, let's segue to it. Actually,
okay.
Giancarlo Esposito is going to be playing Sidewinder.
Yes.
Who is the head of the Sidewinder Society? Is that what it's called? Right?
Serpent Society.
Serpent Society. And what I'm wondering, and they didn't bring him in till later, and they were doing reshoots, and his role looks very grounded, very like street level, which I like. I do like that because Captain America up against street level is cool. You're gonna get to see some punchy and fisty for sure, and some stakes or so. But what I'm wondering is, because the movie doesn't look bad, what it was before that made it so bad that they had to do all these reshoots and basically change the whole story.
So, I'm very okay. So yeah, we'll talk about that really quick. Is where I find it very interesting. We know they did a certain amount of reshoots, and essentially what I find interesting though is that of Sidewinder's Giancarlo's involvement, I think is mainly just going to be that one scene.
You think so?
Maybe a tiny bit more of like a talking scene somewhere else, but it's not going to be much.
Just to set it up. They only did for his show.
They only did so many reshoots, so much reshoots to try to fix certain things, and so I find it very interesting that was revealed in the trailer. And I honestly think though that the reshoots will probably have helped the movie, but I think there's only so much you can sort of help something that's badly broken, as they were saying. And so I think they're just kind of giving us a lot of the good stuff in the trailer.
Yeah.
But to Marvel's credit, I think that's they know how to make a good trailer. And they're just kind of I think they're showing all the cool stuff to really look forward to, and not really keeping much surprises, like say the surprises that they don't show necessarily for like Deadpool and Wolverine.
Do you think they'll ever again
except for the leader? They've been very silent on how the leader's in the movie, other than we know the leader's in it.
Yeah.
But other than that, we know there's this whole thing going on with the Celestial there. We have Red Hulk doing there, and one of the things they talked about at San Diego Comic-Con was they saw a clip.
Ford.
Yes, Harrison Ford playing, taking over the Nurse Ross there.
William
and
Hurt,
they were
rest
talking
in
about
peace.
Yeah, exactly. But they got to see at San Diego Comic-Con the full transformation where he was giving a speech, and then he turns into the Red Hulk, and that's where it ties into that little snippet you see in the first trailer. And so, we're hearing about all this cool stuff, and now we get to see how the leader of the Serpent Society there. And so obviously we know more Serpent Societies included in there somewhere. We also know leaders involved in there somewhere.
Someone like in the comics, what is the origin of Red Hulk? Someone drugs him or something, or?
That's a fantastic question, as I don't know much about. I haven't read much of Red Hulk.
Okay.
But I believe though, to my understanding though, I think it's more of a self-decision though, where he wanted to do it to combat Hulk because he has his hatred for Hulk, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously,
the
probably
MCU
going to change during this because they treat Hulk like garbage. So we'll see how they do Red Hulk though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, like a self-choice, because, I kind of feel like what's going to happen is that it's going to be one of those things, based on the line we hear of, you may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers, that he wants to, try and do everything himself. And so maybe that's why it's a self-choice of turning into Red Hulk.
Yeah, a big thing too may be also a plot line that's similar to trying to bring in like a Sokovia Accords 2.0,
Yeah.
Trying to do that, and we lost to Patrick. Oh no. Anyway.
He just turned his camera off.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have, since he's on Xbox, he can't do an image.
So I actually have a separate theory about this. Believe it or not.
All right.
So this goes back. This goes back way early on. I want to say it was around 2014. When they were doing the announcements for Phase 2 of the MCU, I don't know if you guys remember this or not. When Kevin Feige came out on stage and was lining up all the films coming out in Phase 2, originally Captain America: Serpent Society was in the place where Civil War ended up being. They changed the title. They dropped Serpent Society out. They put Civil War in. I think the original plan was they were going to have Steve Rogers involved with the story with Serpent Society. But now that they passed it over to Falcon, to Mackie, they decided they were going to push that on.
He's not Falcon. There's a different Falcon.
I know. There's a new Falcon now. I'm just used to saying he's the Falcon. But I think they decided that story, and then the stuff going on with Red Hulk, and then the stuff going on in the push forward with the multiverse saga, it might work better going into the supposed Battle World idea. Having that Serpent Society story kind of get in, lead up into Secret Wars. It would make more sense. But yeah, it's original. I'm trying to think how that would have worked in the Infinity Saga with Thanos, and now I understand kind of why they might have, took
it
that
wouldn't
idea
have
kind of pushed off to the side. It wouldn't have worked very well with the Thanos story. They could have made it. It would have been a cool side adventure, but I think at the time Feige was looking at, all right, how can we push the lead up to Thanos?
Well, he wanted continuity, is what he wanted.
Yeah. He wants more continuity, and that story just was not going to fit well perfectly with Thanos. It would have been a side villain, a villain of the week. Would it have worked better with like back to back with Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, it could have. But in the grand scheme of things, it would have just been a side adventure, So I think this leading to Secret Wars is going to push the stakes a little higher, a little further, and it makes more sense in the long run to have Sidewinder come in later. And this is just going to be the setup for that.
What's the significance of the Serpent Society?
So I was just looking up. He's got ties to Hydra.
Well, that would make sense.
So the idea behind it is, I think they're trying to push forward something beyond, and I think this might also tie in with that one girl. I'm trying to remember her name. She was in the Captain America and Winter Soldier TV show. Yeah. So I think she's gonna come back.
You're talking about her,
but she's more tied into
what's her name? That's
she's tied in with what, Spencer?
She's more Thunderbolts, I believe.
You mean
she's Thunderbolts? But
I
think Thunderbolts will tie in better with Serpent Society, is what I'm going.
It's
I think there's going to be a crossover.
Talking about Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes, her character. I just can't remember her. Something De La.
Yeah, Valentina.
There we go.
Prefontaine.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to tie that maybe with Thunderbolts in some way, and I don't think it's going to be huge.
So
but I think it's going to be a great setup for Secret Wars.
Serpent Society was a group of villains with snake-themed powers, and they took on jobs for different organizations such as Hydra, the Magia, Kingpin, AIM. So they're more of a smaller group that would be in play.
So it may even tie in potentially down the line, maybe with Spider-Man. Later with Kingpin.
Sidewinder has powers then? Because he looks more like
in this version, he's gonna probably be more of a physicality guy.
Like a what guy? Weapons expert.
Or physical hand-to-hand combat.
Well, so
not strong enough to take
could have super what kind of he could have what he can smell with his tongue. I mean,
so something. So my take on that is maybe this is the early stage
ability, teleportation. He might be able to teleport.
So this could also be though too is we're having this whole plot line of serums, right? We have this whole thing about a super soldier serum. We're having Red Hulk be introduced, which would be involved through a serum. We have the leader in this, and we know he came about through a serum, all the way back in the Incredible Hulk that everybody forgot about. And so, there's a common theme here, of sort of serums. And
Are they going to use the same actor? Is the question for the leader? Anyway,
yeah, he was at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Anyway, I'm thinking though, what if this was more of the beginning of the Serpent Society? Because we also know, as Giancarlo said, that he said if it's to be true, that he's also coming back for some sort of show, and then this Serpent Society may be more of a minor plot that is then played out larger into whatever the Serpent Society may come back in for whatever show that is to come later on.
And I'm wondering if that'll be post Secret Wars potentially.
It's a very good question.
What's the tentative date for Secret Wars? I know they announced it.
Well,
2027.
Yeah. So we'll get to that in a moment.
It could come in 2027, like right near the end.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Before that, though, we got to see some stuff for Fantastic Four, though. Fantastic Four First Steps. As we were jumping realities now, as Fantastic Four set in a different reality, set in the 60s, but also seeing there a lot of like more what do they call it, retro futuristic sort of vibe from the 60s, though, as the you know how like a lot of people would like imagine the future,
the glitzy grammar idea of what 60s was like, and they were pushing futuristic idea. It was like a Tomorrowland sort of vibes,
a little bit. And so I like the vibe for that fitting Fantastic Four. I like it. Very interesting that they're having like, I guess it makes sense for something huge as the Fantastic Four is for the Marvel Universe to have it set in alternate reality, just because they're so big, right? And so they're going full into like, Fantastic Four is huge. They're an established thing in this. It seems like, and because we're having all this technology around that Reed Richards probably would have been, contributed, right? Because he's the technical genius here. Of all that stuff. So it's really interesting to see. I think it'll be really cool to have an established Fantastic Four. But the other thing is, though, too, is that we're also getting one of the most iconic Fantastic Four stories brought onto screen with this movie.
Well,
and I should have grabbed my comic of it. That's just over there. But go on. What were you about to say?
It's the second time they're doing it, though.
Well,
and the first time,
hopefully, first proper time.
That's what I'm saying. The first time was bad.
Yeah, first time was bad. But with this though, which is interesting though, is we're getting Silver Surfer back in the form of not necessarily Silver Surfer, but getting Shala Bal, which is a female version of Silver Surfer.
Yeah, played by the
They're intentionally saving. They're saving Silver Surfer for later, just so they don't use him up here.
Aren't they? Wasn't there supposedly going to, or wasn't there a rumor that there was going to be one of the Disney Plus specials was going to be Silver Surfer?
Yeah, but it wouldn't make sense for this movie to lead up. So I don't think that's happening. It's just going to be. I think Silver Surfer's role is going to be like the same as it was in the comic for the most part, but it's Shala Bal, and so just them saving Silver Surfer for which I don't know how else they'd really introduce Silver Surfer later on, but I mean, I guess at least they're not just introducing him to kill him off, so we'll see. But what we do get though, after all this retro inspired look, before we move on from that look, like what do you all think of that vibe? Because I like this sort of 60s vibe.
I love it. Fantastic Four has always felt very kind of steampunk's the wrong word, but you know what I mean, like
that similar sort of vibe.
That similar sort of vibe where that old-fashioned style, but with all this new fandangle technology. Where
it always made me think of like Cloud City almost from like Empire.
But what's the? I guess Fallout-ish a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fallout, and
that would be like the best description. Fallout before the war.
Kind of like some of the
way
like
the cars are.
Like the TVA from Loki, a little bit.
Yeah, like that. Like that 1960s feel, but there's all this crazy technology around you that makes it feel like it could be in the 1980s, but it's not. It's in the 1960s. Retro tech. There you go. That's a solid way to put it.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Matthew.
Yeah.
So
the idea I got about Cloud City was the stuff around the rockets near the end of the trailer where they showed like everything was very white and clean looking. Yeah, that's like the Cloud City look I was thinking about. Like you're kind of getting it's got like the retro like 60s 70s aesthetic, but it's very clean.
Yeah, they did show some clippage of stuff where it's like the spaceship looks very like not 1960s.
No, it looks like something straight out of like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, but it's the 60s, you know. So that's what I mean. Retro tech, Matthew, is a perfect way to put it.
And we have to remind ourselves this is a different reality.
Right.
So their version of the 1960s is going to be way different than our version of the 1960s.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They're going full all in into that idea. Yeah. How about the Jetsons? So exactly, Ronnie J. There's stuff in that looks like it's pulled straight out of the Jetsons.
Absolutely, yes.
So that's a great way to put it. So,
but it's the 60s.
But it's the 60s.
Because the Jetsons, let's see here. George Jetson was born technically. Hold on. So this is the dad. So birthday.
What's your birthday?
He was born in July of 2022. So let's say he's probably in his he's probably 40 in the show. So it's the 2060s. So by 2060 we're gonna have flying cars, guys. That's what.
Yeah. But remember when everybody in the 1960s said we were supposed to have flying cars by now? That's like, this is how to turn computer on. We still driving cars.
Yeah, but we do have things that, like in the 60s, Star Trek first showed up and they showed tricorders, which are now cell phones.
Yeah. And then you look at it, like shows and stuff from back in that day inspired technology we actually have today that had they not thought of that for a TV show, we probably wouldn't have had that technology.
Or it's all like Stargate, right, Matthew, where it's all really alien technology and they just use TV shows to make us think it's not real. It's Wormhole Extreme.
Oh boy.
Spencer and I saw that guy at Lexington.
All right.
I love bringing that up. We were feet away from that guy, in person.
But
it's like, whoa.
Anyway, the other thing about Fantastic Four that we got, though, speaking of an actual real alien, of a giant one, though, we got our very first sort of glimpse of Galactus in that little thing, too.
Yeah.
Of his eyes peering through a building.
Yep.
He can throw a building.
This time we're getting a proper Galactus now.
Yeah, not a big black cloud.
Yeah, right. And then we're having what's his name? Javier Bardem, right? That's his name. Who's doing such an amazing voice for him as well. I could not cast a better
not
voice.
Javier Bardem. No. Galactus. No. Casting.
Javier, because I have no leaks.
It's not fantastic. God, what is the guy's name? For new first steps. Someone's gonna get it in the chat before I can even find it.
So how big is he compared to the Celestial we saw in the Eternals?
Ralph Ineson.
That's who it is. You're right, because Javier Bardem was in the running.
Yes.
But you're right. But yes, Ralph Ineson has such an amazing voice for it. He does such an amazing voice for it there, which I can't wait for to hear more of that, though, because just that one line that we got sounded really good as well. And so production began on it yesterday, so now they're working hard on it, and so hopefully it's good.
Oh yeah, I forgot to hold on a second.
What do you think, Spencer? Do we know how size wise how big he is compared to the Celestials? The Celestial we saw at the end of Eternals?
Do we know how big he is?
Because that Celestial in Eternals was huge.
Galactus is smaller.
Smaller, yeah.
Smaller, okay.
Galactus is definitely smaller.
Or can he change size at will?
He can, actually.
Think about it. Think about it this way. Have you, Patrick? Have you ever played Lego Marvel Superheroes?
I have not.
God damn it!
You already know that answer.
Okay, I can't give that then.
Can he do you drag on a window on a computer screen, you make it bigger and then smaller with the corner?
Think about it this way: Galactus would stand up by the Empire State Building.
Okay.
Versus, so that's still huge, right? If somebody
still large and in charge,
still really big. Versus
large and in charge.
versus think about how many people live inside of nowhere.
Yeah, now I need a Galactus in charge.
Think about it this way too.
Yes.
The point of Earth is,
Earth is as big as the head
So the hand that's
No,
coming
no,
out of the
not-
ocean
not as
with
big as the head.
Eternals, is he as big as the hand sticking out of the water?
Maybe that's a bit closer.
Okay.
Something.
So what you're saying
Why
is
don't
he
you?
can-
I bet you there's an
shake
image
hands-
online.
can
Find
he
an
shake
image
hands with
online,
the baby
Spencer.
Celestial?
Find like like one of those images they have where they have them all standing in a row from tallest to shortest.
Oh, do they have that like one of those where they have like the building comparisons where the building keeps getting
That's
taller
what
and
he's.
taller?
Yeah, I think they do actually. I've seen
It
that.
starts with
somewhere.
like Ant-Man,
but I don't know
and,
if it's. I don't know if it's just for Marvel ones. I think it was for like all different kinds of. But
Ant-Man in the
Galactus-
quantum realm.
Well, I'll say too. It kind of doesn't
bigger.
help too that Galactus' size has also, I feel like, very much has varied a lot as well from different depictions. And
Yeah, because
so,
sometimes he's like way larger than Planet Earth.
Stormy, what up?
what up, Stormy?
Thank you. We shall have a wonderful stream.
Stormy!
Greatly
Oh my goodness,
appreciate
Stormy.
the good
I don't-
vibes.
see anything right offhand, but if I find something, I'll share it around, so you all will see it.
We missed you,
Okay.
Stormy.
So,
She lurks.
She does lurk, yeah.
She lurks. That's cool.
oh right. Well, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Galactus and that a proper Galactus this time. All signs are pointing towards something good from Galactus, and so I'm hoping that we'll kind of get this weird Elseworld sort of better version of that Galactus trilogy. If anybody wants to read the story arc that this movie is based from, and I'll probably make a video off of it about it closer to release. But it's known as the Galactus trilogy, the original Stan Lee and Jack Kirby comics of Fantastic Four issues 48 through 50. Some of the most iconic Fantastic Four comics, and that's what this movie is trying to adapt, but in a, as we were saying, retro tech future.
Yeah.
So go read those, and like I said, I'll make a video over it as well, closer to time.
Excellent.
Way closer to time. Not anytime soon, but you'll get it.
Yeah, that's way down the pipe.
So it's interesting that Fantastic Four is going to end up in the main universe.
Yes,
Where-
be well, because one of the rumors is that Galactus will win.
Yes,
and then
that is the main
Fantastic Four
rumor.
goes away.
Yeah.
TVA saves
come in
them
and
since
saves
they're
them, yep.
since they're the anchor point.
Yeah, because
Yes.
that's how they basically
Well-
dragged Deadpool and Wolverine into.
Well, that's how they
In a
drag.
way.
No, we're not
Yes,
going to talk
yeah,
about
well,
that. No spoilers.
Yeah, we're not even talking
No
about.
spoilers.
We'll say Deadpool and Wolverine does touch on that.
Yes,
we won't say
that
anything more
is
than
correct.
that.
Yes, that's all I'm going to say.
So-
I will agree with you. Yes, but that's all I'm going to say.
Is that
Too
how we're
soon.
gonna get evil Doctor Strange?
What? Oh, I mean, that's how we got him in
What
the what
And
if.
Marvel
I mean,
Zombies. Marvel Zombies is coming.
Well, we're getting a Marvel Zombies animated show, aren't we?
We are. It's only like 4 episodes, but yeah.
The Watcher.
But yeah.
Or
but
as I like to call him, Jim Gordon.
But you know what? Fantastic Four is confirmed to appear in the next 2 Avengers movies.
Oh, what's that first one called again?
Oh my gosh. Avengers, not a DC movie, Doomsday.
Doomsday, not to be confused.
And
With
what's
the
second one?
character Doomsday.
Yeah. What's the
And
second
the other
one
one's
called?
Secret Wars. You
And
know, with the
Who's
giant.
directing those?
Oh my gosh, the Russo brothers are back to
Are
direct.
back for
Back.
to direct.
They are back to direct the next 2 Avengers movies, and holy crap, that's some huge news right there.
Yes,
having
because
those.
the last time they directed some MCU movies, there were 3 of them. What was the first one, Spencer?
There's 4 that they did.
Oh, 4? What was the first one?
Winter Soldier,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Winter Soldier was the first one.
Winter Soldier,
Second
Civil
one.
War,
Yep.
Infinity War, and then
Yep.
Endgame, which
Yep.
turned out to be the biggest ever Marvel movie.
Yep.
So of course they're back to try to make it even bigger with Secret Wars and Doomsday here as well.
Man,
so
Doom.
Doom as
Doom. So what's big about this Doom guy?
Doom guy. Well, not only is he one of the biggest Marvel villains, Doctor
Yep.
Doom. We're getting him played by a very interesting pick, which I think is very revealing as far as what they're going to be doing with the character.
Let me pull up the picture so we can
pull up
have
the picture of it. Yes.
Pull it up.
Ready?
Pull it up.
2, 1.
1.
As if nobody already knew it already, and it's on the thumbnail.
It's everywhere on
Yeah.
social media,
Robert
too.
Downey Jr. is there coming back as Doctor Doom, which I initially I just like did not like this. I've warmed up to it a tiny bit, but I'm still not.
Disney safe pick. Disney
No.
safe pick.
Well, there's a reason why they're doing this.
There's two
reason why
reasons.
they're
There's
doing it.
two reasons
There's
they're doing
at least
this.
3 I can think of.
All right, what's your 3 reasons, Patrick?
Yeah, I want to hear your 3, Patrick.
He's an easy Disney safe pick because everyone loved him as Iron Man. He's gonna sell tickets. He's gonna put butts in seats.
There's a reason there.
Yep.
Number 2, Victor Von Doom, very popular character, huge in the MCU.
He's not going to be Victor Von Doom though.
Well, no. We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Because they did introduce him as Victor Von Doom, but
yes.
we'll get to that.
So he's very prolific. He's big, and there's a lot of crossovers with a lot of character arcs. It's going to make a lot of sense for him to be there where he is in the timeline when they're setting up to be. So that makes a lot of sense.
But what's the third reason?
The third reason, what the fuck?
Because there really is only 2 reasons.
No. There was a third reason. Just give me a minute. You guys go ahead. I'll remember the third reason here in a second.
Okay,
Spencer, go ahead.
This saga. What is the saga called, Patrick?
Doomsday Saga.
Wrong. What is the saga called?
I don't know. I didn't actually read the comics. So I don't know.
No, this movie saga. What is this movie called? The first 3 phases.
Oh, it's the Multiverse Saga.
Yes, multiverse, right? And that's what they're doing with
correct.
King. But obviously, we're now pivoting to Doctor Doom.
You know,
So
King,
what they're
the
now
guy
doing-
you love so much. In this,
what they are now doing is
he
they're
loves the
pivoting
comic
to
version.
Robert Downey Jr. specifically because they're going to have one of the Doctor Doom variants, if not the main one, by how it's sounding like, is going to be an evil Tony Stark.
Insidious.
And that's why Robert
Iron
Downey
Man.
Jr. is back, is because he's going to bring it back as we have. And there's a story arc called Infamous Iron Man, and this is going to be like a reverse Infamous Iron Man because what Infamous Iron Man was after the second Civil War comic, like Civil War II. There's 2 Civil War events in the comics, and after Civil War II, Iron Man goes away, and so there's a void of no Iron Man in the universe. So what happens is Victor Von Doom takes the role of being Iron Man. Now I'm saying this is a reverse Infamous Iron Man because it's the opposite to where we're having a Tony Stark turn evil and taking the role of Doctor Doom and thereby giving him the name of Victor Von Doom. So like even though they introduced him as Victor Von Doom, I don't think it's not legit Victor Von Doom. At least not Robert Downey Jr.
No,
It's
and they
gonna be
tend to
more of
change
a
the name of
reverse
characters
Infamous.
anyways in the MCU. So
It's going to be
all whatever.
it's a reverse Infamous Iron Man is what I'm calling it, because it's not Doctor Doom becoming Iron Man, it's Iron Man becoming Doctor Doom, right? And you know, for the sense of the multiverse saga and the multiversal sort of idea that we have going on with all these variants, I mean, it makes a lot of sense as it fits their narrative, right? Like what bigger villain could you have of the MCU than the person who started it turned evil, you know? And what other way could you sort of have all these variants? You know, we could have all these different Dooms, and it makes so much sense to have Tony Stark be the person that would make all these Doom bots as he's known for.
Mm-hmm.
And so like and this isn't a new idea necessarily explored in the comics as well, as there's some other sort of, even though Marvel's necessarily really done their own version of Elseworlds, there's been other Elseworld stories, like a What If story that did have Iron Man turn into Doctor Doom. And then there's another comic called like The Exiled, where there's an Iron Man Doctor Doom in it. And so like this isn't a new idea that's been done. And so, but like I said, though, I think the most important thing about why it is though, is this, it fits the narrative of what this multiverse saga is. And so
here's where I worry.
Whoa!
Here's where I kind of worry, but not too much. Like Doctor Doom is so much of his motivations are for his people, for his country.
yes.
Yes.
See,
correct.
here's the thing though.
So how is I mean, is this going to be for America then? Like,
So this is my problem with this, right? Now, I justified what they're doing in the MCU.
sure,
Doesn't mean that I like what they're doing,
sure.
right? And so, Doctor Doom's such a great villain is right. Who I'd compared Doctor Doom to in DC is Black Adam, right? They both have their sort of countries that they look after and all that.
Yep.
And Doctor Doom will work with the heroes if it's a matter of life or death to the
If
planet.
the world's going to end, yes.
Yeah, if the world's going to end, Doctor Doom will be there to help, right? And so, Griffins are saying the Doctor Doom thing feels really make or break. I mean, here's the thing, though. It's been very mixed, right? Because you're having all the Caucasians be like, oh, I don't like this, versus a lot of the people that only really known the MCU is like, I really like this because it's him back, And so, and all the comic fans are going to go watch it anyway. So, like, it's going to make money. Let's be fair. And so, I'm not denying that I'm not going to be there seated in the theater because I've been seated for literally every single Marvel movie, even Madam Web. God rest my soul. So,
congratulations.
But anyway, no, my problem with this though is right. You're right. Even though they're naming him Victor Von Doom, that doesn't mean anything. This isn't the real Victor Von Doom. What I would much prefer, though, is I would have rather had Victor Von Doom be a big player, and I think he'll be a post-credit scene, but nothing more beyond that. But I wish we'd have Victor Von Doom be a big player, if not even the main villain of Fantastic Four First Steps. Because then we could have a base for this. We have Doctor Doom here begin and be the main antagonist to the Fantastic Four, is what everybody thinks of Doctor Doom to be for the most part, right? But then he'd be carrying on and being this larger threat as he then discovers there's different doppelgangers of himself in the multiverse. And so I just wish there was a better foundation with him than coming out of nowhere. And then this main one that they're advertising right now is not even the main Victor Von Doom, but a Robert Downey Jr. and reverse infamous Iron Man.
But you also got to consider also what they're doing with all the other characters they're pulling in via the TVA.
Right, so they're doing a bunch of different stuff.
It makes more sense that even if he's not the one from that universe, there's going to be multiple variations on him.
A bunch of them. Well, that's what I'm saying is like set it up to where you have your really main Doom, That and obviously though they're making it him because, like I said, I understand why they're making Robert Downey Jr. the main. It's Robert Downey Jr. And it fits.
Are they going to be able
whether I like it or not?
Connect this version of Doom though to the Fantastic Four? Because
that's
for example,
a great question.
Because
there could be a version
Tony
from
Stark
his universe. Depends on which reality they're from.
Tony Stark, if the internet is right, was born in May of 1970. He wouldn't even be born when the Fantastic Four in this universe gets destroyed.
They're different realities, though.
Years matter. Years don't matter now because we're having a Fantastic Four movie set in
the reality.
But I would argue this too is I don't think this Doctor Doom would be from that reality anyways.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you'd have somebody that's necessarily a known Tony Stark evil villain. Because if it is actually a Tony Stark, everyone knew who Tony Stark was the moment he was born.
But Tony's because of his dad.
So you know if he's an evil one. So I think it'd be apparent which reality was the one he's from.
Yes,
it's like I
said, this is multiverse saga. It's about connecting a bunch of multiverses and not actually building up what Doctor Doom really is here.
It's like in Multiverse of Madness when they went and they talked to what was it, the Illuminati, and they were talking about the Doctor Strange from that specific reality where they were meeting.
And that they had to kill
sacrifice
him.
himself.
But I feel like that was they were trying to tie that to What If. That was like a sort of nod to What If.
Because they went a different direction with that specific Doctor Strange compared to the Evil Strange. So it just goes to show you're going to have these different variations. Some you may see, some might be just referenced in like a line or two. They might, write some dialogue around that. So I could see them maybe mentioning a Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. It's going to not be a Doctor Doom we may even see. They might mention a quick line like,
I think they mentioned him.
Blah, 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 blah.
I think they'd mention him more as Victor than Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
They think they'd mention him more as Victor Von Doom, president of Latveria, and because he went to college with Reed. That's part of it, you know. He not fought, but they battled over Sue's affection.
And don't forget, he also there's a Spider-Man timeline from around that same period-ish for when Spider-Man came out. They could even reference something with future Spider-Man multiverse project and pull in a Peter Parker from that reality around then.
As
we could see that a Peter Parker,
Andrew Garfield.
Oh, gosh.
No, I think you'd get a separate Spider-Man just for that specific reality.
They would never do that.
They won't do the Sony deal, but yeah.
You know,
but
I want to go
Fantastic Four into a Sony project. I could see that.
Yeah.
I want to go back and touch on what Chris was just saying, though, about, you know, they have such a great backstory with Doctor Doom, and that's part of what makes him such a fantastic Marvel villain, of being one of the best, if not the best Marvel villains there is.
Yeah.
And
he is fantastic.
And so, and without that sort of background and him just coming out of nowhere, I mean, not even being the main Doom, that's my main issue with it. However, I will get more positive here. While I don't like this road they're getting to, or the road they're taking to getting to the destination,
the end road, yeah,
I'm liking the destination of where this road's ending more now because we're having Doctor Doom.
Correct.
And that is, we're of course talking about
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
I think he would be a Tony Stark Doom, Doctor Doom. Yes, would be very good in Secret Wars. Agreed.
I mean, just having any Doom in Secret Wars, no matter what kind of Doom, I think is going to be, it's going to fit very much Doom better.
Because Iron Man
Nova
wasn't
too, right?
in,
Nova's coming.
Iron
as well.
Man was in Secret Wars though, so that's kind of.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get a different separate.
That's
I'm
what I'm
sure
saying.
Iron Man. We're gonna get an Iron Man from a different reality, at least one or several.
Yeah.
In
so
that
who's
Secret
gonna
Wars event?
Who's gonna play him?
Fan cast, if they did the fan cast like they did with the original Reed Richards, Tom Cruise,
yes,
just for one
yes.
movie.
I'd like to see him be that superior Iron Man as rumored.
Yeah, and that's a great. I've heard nothing but great things about Superior Iron Man and how he'd be fantastic for that.
Who plays the new Storm?
Oh, I don't know.
Who would be a great?
Well, you know, I think
Secret
Secret Wars would be a great time to bring back so much of the older actors together and
so Halle Berry
and Vision and truly get into the battle world aspect of it.
Okay.
I could even see John Krasinski coming back for that movie.
This is confusing.
As a separate read.
Keep in mind, there is 4 Secret Wars that's happened in the comics.
Yes.
You have the original Secret Wars, written by Jim Shooter. You have Secret Wars 2, and then you have an arc in, I think it was Fantastic Four, called Secret Wars 3. But then, in 2015, you have new Secret Wars, 2015 Secret Wars, written by Jonathan Hickman, and that is the Secret Wars that this is going to mainly be.
The Battle World one.
And so, don't look at the original one, even though it had Battle World and all that. It's the much more modern interpretation of what Battle World is. That this is going to be
in it and stuff.
And they might sample from several.
The premise of what this main Secret the main Secret Wars is, I'll also do a video on it eventually. Eventually, you know, I have a lot of time, but
yes,
the whole idea of it is that the whole multiverse was recreated, but there's different essentially patches of different universes together. So, like, if you've ever played Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, think that. But that's what Battle World is, of all these different realities patchwork together like that. But the main leader of all these different screwed up realities is they're all a little bit different, and all the heroes are in different areas and different realities mixed into this one thing, though. The one person that's leading this, though, is like a superior version of Doctor Doom, and when you see, if you ever see any comic artwork of Doctor Doom in a white cloak, in armor, and that metal armor, that is for Doctor Doom from Secret Wars, and that's what we'll hopefully be getting
with Robert Downey Jr.
And yeah, like that's the thing. It was like
that would
Robert
be cool.
Downey Jr. I think is gonna kill. Even though I don't like what they're doing with Iron Man, but like him being in Secret Wars and doing that, like I think he'll still do a great job of that. Even if I don't like what they're doing with the character to get.
You think he's gonna kill Tom Cruise?
I'm the real Iron Man.
That's the thing. Real Iron
There's an amazing panel from that comic too, and it'd be if they recreated this in the movie, it would be absolutely crazy. I almost don't want to say because it's a huge spoiler, but everyone's been sharing it around, or so much been sharing around, is where this superior Doctor Doom, or whatever you want to call him, this Doctor Doom, he has this 1-page interaction with Thanos where he goes in and literally rips out his spine.
Holy crap.
Well, and so it's just his skull and spine, and so it's such a crazy interaction that they have, and I think it'd be great to like see that in the movie as well. You know, have another version of Thanos come in and try to contest Doctor Doom's role there, and then.
And I don't see how Doctor you don't bring in some version of Thanos in this story. It's got to happen.
Well, that's why I'd love to have that interaction happen. Is bring that to life.
Now, the big question is Feige brave enough to do that after all they went through with Infinity War and Endgame to bring back Thanos a third time?
Oh, they're going to. They have to.
That's the big thing about, because if you look at the Star Wars movies,
don't pay attention to
But they blew up the Death Star. Yeah. They blew up the Death Star again, and then they blew up an even bigger Death Star in Force Awakens. Do you really want to go down the same road 3 times?
Battleworld,
but Thanos isn't gonna be. It's gonna be like in freaking. It's not gonna be like an Endgame where at the beginning he's there and then he shows up at the end. He's gonna be in part of it, and then that's it. Right?
You think this will be just a different reality Thanos? That's just not.
Absolutely.
It'll be something like we've never seen.
I don't know if it'll be something we've never seen, but it'll be a different reality Thanos, that's for sure.
Hold on, I got something to show you all.
Okay.
James, why don't we look at the chat a little bit?
I wonder if it's going to be closer to the original Thanos design.
While Spencer's doing that, let's look at the chat. Yeah, James, we know where it's set. Yep. Ooh,
there he is.
There he is.
That is that's literally Thanos' spine right there too, as he's holding there. And so this is that Dr. Doom I was talking about.
Feige stated not everyone from Phase 4 and 5 will show up.
Makes sense.
And Tom Cruise has the ability to run while karate chopping the air. Dr. Doom will not catch him. Ronnie, we'll get to your questions later. And talk about where the first thing you said right there about MK1. We'll get to that eventually too.
Yes, we have lots of
don't
stuff
worry,
to talk about.
Just yeah.
But no, you know what? No, I do think this is sort of a good cap though to this conversation, as we spent a lot of time talking about Marvel. Unless there's any other final thoughts that anyone has.
No.
I'm kind of ready to just see where this goes. I'm hoping that they can set up Doom okay, but we'll see what happens. Because I am excited too if they can bring that proper version of Doom.
I want to see I'm not a fan of how many versions we're going to get of Doom.
Well, here's the thing, though, too. All right, and I understand why they couldn't do it from the get-go, because they didn't have Fox when they first started making Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
Which is brutal, because that could have been so good with the Thanos stuff.
I was going to say, though, if they could have set up Doom from the beginning, it would have been great, because Doom, throughout so many different of his storylines, is known for having doppelgangers, creating his own doppelgangers. And so just the whole idea there of him having all these doppelgangers is already great for this whole variance thing that the MCU's had, right? And that's part of my beef with King, is that's a whole new thing for King, where the thing with the King is you could see him anywhere because he's a traveler of time. King is a conqueror of time, not of the multiverse, as they set him up to be.
That's a new concept for sure.
Matthew, I guess when Dr. Doom didn't like price offer, Thanos offered him at his pawn shop, then ripped out Thanos' spine.
Listen, you don't screw with Dr. Doom, as he's such a great villain there.
Tree fitting.
I'll be honest. I for so many years I've said Thanos is my favorite villain, but just after reading so much Dr. Doom stuff over the last couple of years, and that Secret Wars moment right there, and I need to go back and reread that Secret Wars too, because it's been a long time since I read it. But he's such a great villain, where I think he might actually end up being my new favorite villain now. Dr. Doom is such a good villain, and that's part of the reason why I'm kind of angry of this road. Feel like that's why I'm speaking from a lot of emotion, is because I want a real Dr. Doom.
I understand.
I want to see a Victor Von Doom, because when they were going to pivot from King, I understand that you want something bigger and better than before, right? I saw somebody use a sports analogy with this, in like wrestling or something. When somebody cancels or something, you have to bring it in bigger or something, How I don't know exactly how that goes. I don't know sports stuff, but I was like, that makes sense.
That's not sports. Don't count wrestling as sports. It's entertainment. It's very different. In sports, you don't do that. If someone, like in boxing, if it doesn't work that way or anything, and it's definitely not a sports thing for sure. In entertainment, it's the same thing. So that's why in wrestling it works, as in movies and TV, as in the circus. But you want to bring in because you don't want to have people be disappointed. And that's the thing. So you have to quell that disappointment and squash it, nip it in the bud right away. We're not going to get into this, James, right now. It's entertainment.
See, that's the thing, though, is I've seen it under both banners, but yes. Point is, though, I understand. You want to replace it with something bigger. So I understand why they do Doctor Doom, even though that's personally not what I wanted.
Still, it doesn't
regardless
feel like it's not the Doctor Doom. It's not my Doctor Doom. Not my Doctor Doom.
You're 100% correct.
Once again, it's the Disney safe pick, gents.
Well, it's absolutely Robert Downey Jr. that was was the original Marvel Jesus. Now it's Deadpool.
He is reliable.
Now it's Deadpool. Well, anyway. All right. Raise your hand if you didn't cry when Robert Downey Jr. died.
Oh.
Exactly.
Grown men cried.
But raise your hand if you didn't cry when Black Widow died.
Yeah, I didn't. That's close.
So that's what I'm saying.
Bad setup. If they would have gave us the Black Widow movie first,
I was about to say, give us a maybe.
But yeah, so
like it's always like.
But when Robert Downey Jr.
died, what was it?
Iron Man died. Man,
it's on social media because the Black Widow movie came out after Endgame. They were like, there should have been like a transition where they cut to her body. You're like, you're probably wondering how I ended up in this position. Let's go watch Black Widow now.
So James says he cried at the ending with Cap, not so much with Iron Man. So you cried happy tears.
Happy tears.
Cap had a happy ending.
Yeah. Happy ending.
Like, he had a really happy ending. He got to go back in time and he got
emotional.
the girl.
He got the girl. But what does that mean for the multiverse?
Dun dun dun.
About that. Because what happens when you mess around with time?
I'll be right back and
you
let
still
the
haven't
dogs
seen
out.
the consequences of that.
Put you two up by yourselves.
That's something I've been thinking about since Endgame. Is what the fuck when you go back and change time like that? Like what happens, because they've never really addressed that, because in the original reality he didn't get the girl, so they're gonna have to address that at some point. They can't just brush that aside.
I don't know. James a moment ago was saying King was 2020 to now, and now it's 2 years for Doom, and that's why I was saying earlier, I think
Chris, battery change, buddy.
And that's why I was saying earlier, that's why I'd really like to have had
Patrick.
Okay, all right.
I would have liked to have Doctor Doom be like a smaller character, have been set up to a Doomsday and Secret Wars movie, the actual real Victor Von Doom, but still you could also have all those different variants in the Doomsday. And so, but obviously we're not necessarily getting that. I mean, there'll be a tiny bit of setup in Fantastic Four, but I think that's just going to be an end credit scene. So
now Ronnie J said he would change time and get the girl. But Ronnie, the thing you got to consider is when you mess with time, time tends to mess with you. So you play with that, you tread lightly with that, because there's consequences every time you F around and find out with time.
F around. There's a lot of different
and there's a lot of stuff they did not show with Cap going back in time, putting the stones back where he was supposed to. They never showed that in Endgame. He says he did it. We don't know how he did it, but he did it. So, and even still, like, we have no idea what he had to go through. Cap technically cucked himself. No, he didn't cuck himself. I think he just realized what the consequences would be, regardless of what happened, and he was going to take the path of least resistance. Which, if you think about it, I think him being the risk taker actually makes a lot of sense if you go back to Civil War Spencer when he was kind of fighting the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah.
And there was that whole headbutting with him and Iron Man in terms of Iron Man says we need to have some checks and balances. And Cap said, nah, if we got to go do something, we got to go do something.
Right.
So that totally is 100% of him in character. Like, if he feels like justified he needs to go back in time to get the girl, he's going to do it. I mean, let's be real. I think he understands consequences regardless. He is a risk taker, but he does understand the consequences. So wouldn't there be a version of Cap that's still trapped under the ice in that timeline? And that's another thing I've talked about is there's a Cap under the ice. So at what point does he have to stay in hiding until then and then thaw him out? Because if you remember correctly, when they went back in time in Endgame, they went back to the moment where it was the Battle of New York. There's still versions of them when they go back in time. It ain't just like them just replacing that version of time. No. There's duplicates now. So he is absolutely right, James. There is still a Cap trapped in the ice, which is kind of morbid when you think about it. He went back and got the girl, and yet he's still technically frozen in time. What does that mean? That's a little freaky when you think about it. They're like, that man could either be dead or frozen even longer. That's a different guy. Man, time in the MCU is getting really weird. It's getting weird, man. Steve Rogers has been alive for so long, so I would be behind Steve Rogers all the way. But has he been alive for a long time since he's now jumping through time?
Since he technically cooked himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's right, though. Kind of.
How did he cuck himself, though? He went back in time. That ain't a cuck move. That's an alpha move.
An alpha.
That is 100% alpha move.
I think James has a point here, though. But,
all right, I think we've ran that dead horse into the ground. All right. What do you want to talk about next?
Well, let's go. Let's talk about there's some SpongeBob news that we could talk about really quick. Yes, exactly. But not confirming but not confirming the character of SpongeBob. Although, he's having a new movie sometime.
And can we talk about the anniversary? 25 years.
Yeah, let's talk about that really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, just briefly.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Spencer, you and I, we're kids of watching TV in the 2000s, I would say. What was it like for you growing up with SpongeBob?
Well, I never have had cable. But I watched...
You never had Josh Brolin?
No, never. I don't have a cable. No, you're right. I don't. But I've never had cable. But what I had growing up, though, was the first season of SpongeBob and that first movie. So I watched that.
Oh, like the DVDs?
Yeah, I had the DVDs a lot. And so...
your LCD screen has been
I watched those a lot. And so... But yeah, I grew up to a SpongeBob. I was living SpongeBob. And I had some other DVDs of other stuff, but I watched that first season of SpongeBob to death. So, but yeah, no, having that movie turning what did you say, 25 years old?
No. The whole series in general is 25.
Oh, 25. But then that movie celebrated an anniversary as well, I believe.
I think probably 15. I would imagine.
Okay, sure.
First movie.
That sounds right.
I want to say that was like 07, 08, somewhere in there. Yeah.
So anyway, though, great time to be a SpongeBob fan, though, as there's lots of anniversaries there. But anyway, back to the news that we were talking about, though. There's news coming out of Comic-Con, though, that we have.
Hold on. I got something to this will like throw people off.
Okay.
First. This is like throwing people off the scent. There we go.
Yeah.
It's Mark Hamill is SpongeBob. No, I'm not. No, Mark Hamill isn't SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's a Jedi now, guys.
SpongeBob's a Jedi.
Nope. He is going to be.
He can use the spatula.
He is the Flying Dutchman. How do you feel about this, Patrick? Mark Hamill voicing the Flying Dutchman.
2 reasons. Womp womp. I could give 2 shits about the Flying Dutchman. And first of all, if I remember correctly, that was that Clancy Brown?
Was it originally Clancy Brown? Let's find out.
I want to say that was Clancy Brown, or no, was it Clancy Brown? It might have been Tom Kenny. I forget.
So,
But
Brian Doyle Murray.
Okay, is he still alive?
You know who Brian Doyle Murray is?
I don't.
It's Bill Murray's brother.
Oh, it's his brother. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
I believe he is alive. Yeah,
so,
he was in.
So why would they recast him? That's my
biggest.
Is he not unionized? Maybe is that something to do with this potentially?
An old guy, so he may just be retired or not.
Yeah, think about how old he's his older Bill Murray's older brother, and think about how old Bill Murray is.
Yeah, and Bill Murray still does movies.
He's still
that's Bill Murray though. Here, let's pull him up. Hold on. I like Brian Doyle Murray.
I mean, if he can still do that, the only reason I could think is he must have said no, or they weren't offering him enough money or something. Yes, Clancy was Krabs. Thank you. But the only reason I asked if it was Clancy Brown is because a lot of voice actors in animation tend to do multiple voices on the show. That's the only reason I brought that
he's still... He was in 14
He was in
episodes.
Caddyshack, Ghostbusters 2.
Well, yeah, he's been in
Doctor.
Groundhog Day. He's been in a bunch of stuff with his brother. So, like, they write stuff. They wrote stuff together.
So I wonder why they didn't go with him. Do we know anything? Did they announce why he wasn't recast?
Yeah, he's still. I mean, he's done. He doesn't look like he's doing voice work anymore. When was the last episode the Flying Dutchman was in SpongeBob?
Who knows?
Most
people have not been watching recent seasons.
Well, no, we can. Okay.
It says he did the voice in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl too, so I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so no, there was an episode in the last season in 2023. Okay. So he's still doing it, and then one in 2020.
So why not for the movie?
Maybe he wanted too much money.
That's all I can think of. It was either that or it had something to do with the union. Potentially.
No, well, unless you think he's because of the strike, maybe.
It depends on when they did the casting for.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I can think of. Money or
maybe
strike.
The studio money.
He's definitely union. He's definitely he's related to Bill Murray.
Most of the workers in Hollywood have to be union. Like you can't take most jobs in Hollywood if you're not union.
And most of the big name actors are. He's a big enough actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Like, if they found out you're a big actor, like, if you dropped off with the union, you were getting no work.
All these
You're getting, like, nothing. Unless you're working indie films.
All these credits.
Stuff that's, outside of Hollywood.
He's done oops, wrong button. So much.
Yeah, if he's done a bunch, he's definitely union then, for sure.
He was Harlan Black in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman in the 90s. That's funny. So
yeah, that's my big question. Why would you not go with him? There's got to be a reason in there somewhere. But then you look at Mark Hamill, and it's like if Mark Hamill's doing it, they got to be paying Mark Hamill some serious dough too. You don't just sign Mark Hamill onto a project unless Mark Hamill's just getting no work right now, which it seems like here lately he's just all over the place. I don't know if Mark is short on work.
He's honestly just doing whatever he wants.
He does voice work. He's doing mostly.
He does mostly voice work.
He does only voice work these days.
He was in The Machine.
Oh god, that's right. He played his dad. That's right. He played Bert Kreischer's dad. This is true.
So I don't know. Mark Hamill's been in some weird precarious projects and things lately. It's
precarious. I mean, hey. Why are they precarious?
Work is work.
Why are they precarious? The last things he's done is he was in a Green Day music video.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
He did Joker again for Part 3 of Crisis.
Yes, correct.
Now
he's not the Joker for the video game though, right? Kill the Justice League?
No.
It's a new Joker, yeah.
Multiverses, he's the Joker.
Yes, that's the last thing Spencer and I had heard.
Trying to see if there's Fall of the House of Usher. He's in. He was in 8 episodes of that.
He'll still do some stuff. Yeah. Yeah, no, he does. Just a lot of the live
Most
action
of
stuff
it
isn't
is.
stuff. Yeah, a lot of people would know, but he definitely does still do live action stuff.
Skeletor and He-Man, that's right.
Well, that was animated though. That's animated. We're talking about live action.
Live action stuff. Yeah.
I'm looking for live action
he's
besides
busy.
Star Wars.
He's getting enough work. And he ain't doing
animated.
Star Wars lately anymore. Not that I've seen.
If it's the only things not animated he seems to do are besides Fall of the House of Usher, which he was in 8 episodes of.
He was on that other show for a little bit.
Well, hold on. Well,
what's that show?
What's that other show that's so helpful?
I think it was like Something in the Dark. Things We Do in the Dark or something like that. Was that the name of the show?
The Dark Crystal he was in, but he was a voice
work.
Everything's voice work except for besides the Fall of the House of Usher.
No, this was a live action.
Will you let me finish speaking, please? Because no, I'm going all the way back to 2018.
This was
Big Bang Theory. He played himself in an episode. Like what I'm saying.
Cameo.
All his live action stuff is a guest spot on an episode here or there. A few movies here and there, but otherwise it's all voice work. And House of the Fall of Usher, he did 8 episodes, and that's live action.
Yep.
But which it's interesting. His name was Arthur Pym, P-Y-M.
I was trying to see the name of that show he was on.
I mean, I have his IMDb. Yep.
I'm not looking at it right now as well.
I mean, what year? How long ago was the show?
It was only like 2 or 3 years ago.
No. House
What
of
We
the
Do
Fall.
in the Shadows. That's it. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh.
That was a live action show.
He was in
2020.
one episode. He was in one episode.
I thought he was in more than one episode.
He was in one episode of it.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
He was in like a whole season.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's all guest spot.
So he's doing just guest spots.
Guest spot stuff on live action.
He voiced Chuck E. Cheese and Robot Chicken. That's hilarious.
Yes, he also voiced the new Chucky in the,
in the movie.
In the movie,
I bought that movie and never watched it.
You bought it because of Mark Hamill and never watched it because it'll scare you too much.
I don't think it necessarily scared me. I just
Probably
never
not.
felt
It's
like
Chucky.
it.
But you bought it because it's Mark Hamill, right?
That is why I bought it. Yeah. I think I got it on sale too. I just never watched it.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'm like, ooh, look, it's Mark Hamill.
Yeah, because
there's lots of great voices.
Besides Star Wars, he's in music videos. Like that's kind of cool. He did an episode of Kids in the Hall in one skit.
I want to shout out him voicing Merv Pumpkinhead in the great show that is The Sandman. Go watch it, everybody.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He did a voice in Sandman. Let me see live action before that. I'm not. That was like multiple like.
He voiced a big character in Invincible. That's been in 5 episodes of the
Legend of the Halloween.
Oh God! All right,
he was Officer Duke.
All right,
the voice of Officer Duke. Big Bang Theory. I'm trying to find a live action. Con Man. Here we go.
So yeah. Anyways,
he was in the movie Con Man. He played Robert Minkow.
So yeah, I just
2018.
I don't really care about him as Flying Dutchman. Whatever. If he does a cool performance, cool. It is what it is.
We thought you were going to be more excited about this. We're disappointed.
I don't care about modern day Mark Hamill. He has shit takes on X. I won't get into that. It's all politics.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Separate the man from the artist.
Yeah, he does cool voiceover work. That's about where it ends for me now.
Jesus, you're one of those.
I'm one of those. I can separate that art from.
You can't, obviously, sir.
All right, let's just.
I can respect his work. I just,
all right.
Yeah, I won't get into that. I can talk about that for hours. That's not this podcast.
Alrighty. Well, next up we have some casting stuff for.
I don't know. I don't know
Trek.
if we should talk about this. They're very liberal people. Patrick might not like them.
I like I said, I can separate the art from the artist. Let's go.
Well, we have Star Trek Starfleet Academy, a new show that's coming out. We got a bit of casting revealed at
The
Comic-Con.
big one is the one on the right. I care less about Tig Notaro and Oded Fair and whatever that. But Robert Picardo is coming back to Star Trek. Everybody.
And when you told me that, my
Doctor.
nerd boner got large.
Yeah, so he will be the Doctor again.
It says here, Starfleet Academy is set in the 32nd century following the events of Discovery, which just concluded. Picardo's character ever began. All right.
Yeah.
Doctor created to be the emergency. Okay, yeah. Blah blah. What else? Over the course of the series, Doctor. Okay, this doesn't give anything other than that set in the third. We're set right after Discovery. So
okay, so it's set right after Discovery.
Pretty strange new world.
I did like Tig Notaro's character, I will say. In Discovery, but at the same time, I don't need more Tilly. I don't know why. I don't need more Tilly.
Matthew is 100% right. Mark Hamill as the cock knocker from the Kevin Smith. Freaking I love
James
that
Bob Strike
role.
Back.
I freaking love that role. He's fantastic.
But yeah, I didn't need more Tilly. I don't even remember Oded Fair in Discovery. He was probably in a season that after I stopped watching. Tig Notaro was in it a bunch in the first two seasons, or in the second season. Holly Hunter apparently is leading. For those of you who don't know who Holly Hunter is, let's find something that everyone can relate to. Oh boy, let's see here. It's gonna be rough because I don't see Holly Hunter in Star Trek. This is
you just don't think she's a good chemistry fit?
I don't think she's a Star Trek actress. It's just weird.
Well, I'm sure you get pictures.
Oh, she's the voice of Elastigirl. There you go.
Okay. You have me at Elastigirl,
but not in Star Trek. Senator Finch in Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Who was she? Oh yeah, she's the one I think on the steps. Yeah, she's giving the speech. Yeah. I know. That's the one. Wait, no, she's the one where they're doing the big thing. Didn't she die? I think she died in that movie. They're having the big thing with Superman, and he gets like pissed or something, and the building explodes or something. I think she dies.
I don't know, Spencer. Can you answer that question?
But I remember her voice. I specifically remember her voice. When they
remember who Senator Finch in Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice?
Do you remember in?
Or could you Google it and see if you could recognize?
In BVS, they were having the hearings because you remember Superman was destroying Metropolis.
Yeah, her. Yeah, you're talking about her. Yeah, I know.
They're having the hearings in DC. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's the chief person leading the hearings because I specifically remember her.
Yeah, that would be her.
That sounds right.
That would be her. Yeah,
and I want to say she died because they got blown up.
Yeah, they did get blown up.
Well, yeah. It
was insane.
Luther's thing there.
Yeah. Yes.
But
I don't see her as Star Trek. Like, I don't.
It just depends on the role, I guess. They're putting her in.
Her role is going to be. Doesn't say.
It's probably still too early. They'll come out with that later. They're just giving the cast.
Well, let's find out. Holly Hunter.
Obviously you see Robert Picardo and they're like, yeah, he's the Doctor. We're just going to let you know that now.
Well, yeah, because they're saying who everybody else is who's reprising their. She's the Captain and Chancellor of Starfleet. Captain Hunter.
Yeah, I could see her in an administrative role. If they put her in as an administrative and doesn't appear too often, I think that'll work. She just appears every so often. That could work.
Maybe. I don't.
Because if she just works at the academy, that's kind of separate from the main Starfleet stuff. So that's
besides Picard,
doable,
I haven't really been happy with the direction
Star
Trek has gone in, and a lot of people didn't like the first two seasons of Picard. And the first season, second season was better. Third season was fantastic.
Everyone rants and raves about that third season.
It was, yeah.
Because it was kind of a return to form for TNG.
I need to catch up. I watched the first season. It was okay until the end.
Yep.
I watched the first episode, and I didn't actually. I disliked that first episode of season 2 more than any of the.
It gets way better.
Season 1
it gets
stuff.
way
I hope.
better.
Because it's such a bad start to season 2.
And I have no input because I'm still on Voyager. Season 2 of Voyager.
My favorite Star Trek series, though, I think is, and I'm in the minority to watch and binge, is Enterprise.
The one from the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
with
I haven't got
Scott
to that yet,
Bakula.
but I am definitely gonna give. If you rant and rave about it, I will definitely.
Scott
for sure
Bakula
give it a
is
good-
fantastic. Yep, there you go. Yep, Matthew Coburn.
I will take
Look at
Next
that.
Generation any day of the week.
See,
So from what I've watched so far,
I said
I
to
love
binge.
DS9.
To binge, I would say is
Fair enough.
Enterprise. Because, man,
I
TNG
couldn't
is
binge
very
any Star Trek.
overwhelming.
It
very
is.
overwhelming to binge.
It is. And
Voyager and Enterprise are probably are much easier to binge than the other two because they have kind of endpoints. You know, Voyager is getting home. Enterprise, it's the spoiler alert: start a Starfleet. Oh my god!
What? Crazy.
in a different time period too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A different reality or something.
No. Mm-mm. No.
Oh, that's right, because it predates Discovery. I think in the
Discovery.
timeline.
We're not going to talk about Discovery. Discovery doesn't. That's in the
Yeah.
different.
Discovery's
That's in
weird.
the Kelvin. That's part of the. Isn't that part
Wait,
of the
no,
movie
it's not.
universe?
No,
it's not.
It's still part of the main timeline. I know. Yeah. J.J. Abrams and his lens flares get their own
I
separate
still
universe
want to
only.
see Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine do a Star
Not
Trek
happening.
movie together. I know it's not happening, but that would have been a cool movie, and you know it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Oh, for number 4?
Yeah,
the fourth
for
movie,
them
they
playing where it's dad and son
then
because of the time
Development
stream
Hell.
stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
They're not doing it now because
Which
they're
is a
doing all this
bummer
other
because
stuff.
everything I heard from the rumors of that fourth movie sounds like it was going to be absolutely freaking
Enterprise is
fantastic.
100 years after First Contact.
First contact with
We're
the
getting to that,
Vulcans,
Ronnie.
correct?
We're getting to lots of stuff.
Because they learned how to do warp.
Well, I say we carry on.
I agree.
So next up,
I
we got you can pull up that sexy trailer there
I have.
For-
I already have.
for Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns DLC, where we're getting lots of new 6 new characters in Mortal Kombat 1. Where the beginning of the trailer there shows off the first 2 of these big characters, main Mortal Kombat characters, who are Cyrax and Sector. But in this universe, they're changing it. So instead of them being like cyborgs or robots or whatever, they're more people in Iron Man suits. So people have been very divided about that.
yeah, because
New timeline. New
You're-
timeline,
you're-
people.
It is a new timeline.
New
rules.
timeline, people.
New rules. Ever since
New
what happened in the
timeline.
events. And if you want to know how that happened, go
Go
play
play
MK11.
MK11.
Yeah, I've been debating if I want to play through that one first or not before I play through the
I
MK11
play
story.
MK11. It will
Should I?
fix a lot
MK11
of.
story is fantastic. Yes.
All right. Well, then
It's
that's
the
what I'll
first one
do.
I played in
And I'll
years. I
stream it
freaking
too.
love MK11. MK11. It's
Ooh.
weird, but it makes a lot. It fixes a lot of issues.
Yeah.
All right.
I've thought
Anyway.
about picking up MK1, but I haven't. I need to play more Street Fighter 6 before I pick up another fighter.
That is
Anyway.
exactly why I haven't picked up Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 8. Anyway,
Except for Capcom Fighting Collection coming up soon.
No.
that I need day
Buy
one.
it.
Mm,
No,
I
you
can't
know
wait.
you want Marvel versus Capcom.
I know.
Come
Marvel vs.
on.
Capcom 2. Let's fucking go.
Let's do it, Spencer.
oh boy.
All right. Anyway, next character though is actually one of my favorites, if not my favorite in-universe character from Mortal Kombat, and that is Noob Saibot. That's pretty sick. Having Noob Saibot there.
He's a
And
fan
then-
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me find where a good. Oh yeah.
I never did ever see so many people.
Minute
being like,
11. And so
Cyrex is my main. I never saw a lot of that. But Noob Saibot,
Well,
I used to have friends that were like,
here's
I
the
love
thing
Noob Saibot.
that pissed me off about Mortal Kombat 11 is you already had Cyrax and the other person.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Saibot pretty much already almost
It was
being
default.
fully playable characters.
Default, yeah. Right off the base game.
You literally fight them in the story, and when I play them,
Yeah.
because I played through like first third of the story, so I already know a little bit of it. But
Oh, don't you worry, it gets way weirder.
it pissed me off when I was playing that, and I found out you fight them, but they
Hold
don't
on,
go
hold on,
the
hold on.
extra little
Mortal
bit to make them
Kombat
actual
literally
characters.
Just put a picture up on Instagram right now. Oh no, it was one day. What the fuck? It was a day ago. Why is it sending me a push notification? Oh, fucking just go on. Keep
Isn't
going.
Reptile already in the game?
Yeah, Reptile's in the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
Reptile's cool.
Yeah.
And so
you
I
mean
was actually
lizard
super
folk?
happy to have Reptile. Exactly.
The lizard
so-
folk you want to play as?
Anyway, but I think those are all solid additions, though. Yeah, 2 of them were late, but hey, better late than never.
Let's go look at them.
Yeah. If you want to go to 240, Chris, and start playing a little bit from there. We have now. We
That's where it
also
gets
get
fun.
our look at different.
I'm not
at
doing
the characters coming
sound,
in.
so
Yeah.
No sound because we
we don't
can't
need
first
copyright
sound.
sound. No.
But first up, we get Ghostface, my
Ooh.
favorite slasher
Patrick.
character. We got we get Ghostface. We get T-1000 from Terminator 2.
Mhm.
And then Conan there.
Conan.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. What interesting mix of characters there. I'm really looking forward to. Honestly, I think that's a pretty solid lineup for this DLC, so I'm looking forward to it. So, and I'll probably end up streaming it. I think it'd be a good story thing to stream. So, I don't know if I'll buy it right away, but I need it. I'll download more Kombat 11 and start playing that.
Things to do before you need to buy the new characters.
We all have large backlogs.
See what happens.
I'm supposed to be streaming Spider-Man. Sorry, just want to say, everybody, I'm sorry I haven't been streaming gaming. Got a lot of stuff going on in real life that it's not that it doesn't allow me. I do have the time. It's the mental exhaustion.
Yep.
And so
ladies and
kudos to
gentlemen,
Patrick for holding
and
down
what
the
have
fort.
I said at the end of every stream? And Spencer's been around for some of these. I say this every stream. I say, Chris will be back. And the fans, I'll tell you what, every time I finish a stream, I'll see somebody in there, they'll be like, yeah, I can't wait for Chris to come back. So, man, they're happy for you. They want to see you back, man. They want to see you killing that backlog.
It's so big, and it keeps getting bigger.
I know. We need that Spidey DLC, brother.
Oh my god! I want to also
I know.
add then.
He's tired. He's tired, guys.
Before we move away from Mortal Kombat, the last little bit of this trailer,
I'm on fire.
the last minute of this Mortal Kombat trailer shows animalities are back, and they are freaking gorgeous.
Animality.
I
Ready?
cannot wait.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready here. Look at all this. Look at all this.
Now, is this for all the characters, or is it just?
I think everyone's
Every
having
character
one.
gets an animality.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a free update too.
Mm-hmm.
So you get these animalities for free. Like they are just gorgeous. Being crushed by a hippo, like oh my gosh, so much great stuff. Here.
Wow.
Skeleton dinosaur.
Right?
A gorilla? A
A
gorilla?
scorpion. Scorpions is awesome. He turns into a scorpion.
Yeah.
Oh, a blowfish.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool
great.
as shit.
I love these.
Killed by a blowfish.
Oh, here we go.
I don't
Here's
know how I
a
feel about
mantis. A praying fucking mantis and rips off his head just like a. That's
Yep.
hilarious. They do it just like what an actual female praying mantis would do.
Yep.
Freaking
Isn't it great?
hilarious.
Look at these. Isn't these lovely?
That's fucking great. Let's
Animality.
fucking go. New story chapters as well.
So the 3 main Mortal Kombat in-universe characters come at launch, but the guest characters will be released afterwards. So probably one fighter every couple months or something.
Mhm.
So keep an eye out for that, everybody.
Wedding scorpion. That's hilarious.
Animality.
Animality. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. As I like Mortal Kombat. So, but anyway, also from Comic-Con, we got we got some noteworthy trailers to talk about too.
Oh.
First up, we got Rings of Power, where it had a very meh first season, very mixed. Had some good stuff.
I liked it more than a lot of people did.
Like I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like hate it either. You know what I mean? Like I didn't dislike it. I didn't really like it had its moments, but it also definitely had its problems. So like very mixed on it. But
sure.
I'm hoping though that they could just be showing all the cool stuff, but like that trailer was good.
Yeah,
they made a good trailer that got me excited for it. That shows lots of cool stuff in it.
And like I was telling the fellas, the trailer literally made me go, "Oh, there's a possible chance of redemption for this show."
It looks good.
But once again, we all know these trailer, the studios that cut the trailers, they can take a piece of crap and make it look really good.
It's true.
So I'll believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll see how everybody's feeling about it, and get a good feel for the room there.
But here's the funny thing is, despite all this controversy, it's gonna get huge ratings because it's gonna get watched a lot. So they're gonna.
Now the big question is, can they bring people back who got turned off?
Well, yes, that's the thing.
Yeah,
yes,
true.
I think they can. And here's where though it might turn them off is that Amazon now has ads.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's actually a really good point.
So people might start watching, and then an ad pops up. They're like, oh, fuck. And then you got to pay more money a month to get rid of the ads, like every other service. And I understand why Amazon's doing it. They're putting out all this money for these TV shows.
Yeah,
well, let's be fair there.
It ain't cheap.
Let's be fair though. All right, prior to this, nobody subbed for Amazon Prime. No. Almost nobody. Everyone did it for Amazon, and they were just
and the shopping.
Got the thing.
But since Fallout and The Boys.
And then
Fallout, really.
Invincible there for a while.
Invincible, Jack Ryan. I mean, all
while you brought up Invincible, there was really quick news about Invincible too that it got renewed for season 4. So just finished it season 2 earlier. I can't wait for season 3, which we already knew was coming because they did all the voice recordings for seasons 2 and 3 back to back, so they could try to get them out faster. And so they were working, but now we have confirmed too that season 4 is coming, which I can't wait for. So,
do we have a confirmed Omni-Man animality?
Oh, no. Probably though. Why wouldn't
That'd be funny?
I wonder what it is.
What would it be, you think, Spencer?
Spencer, if you had to guess, what would Omni-Man transform into?
That's a very good question. It'd be
Of bees?
What? No. I'd imagine something big and like some big beast of sorts, like he's a guy with a big presence. So, but yeah,
an elephant,
a
blue whale crushed by a blue whale.
We'll see what happens. So,
I would love seeing that, like a blue whale just fall from the sky.
Blue whale falls from the sky. But yeah.
So yeah,
Very
Rings
cool.
of Power. I guess.
Yeah, Rings of Power looks solid. I don't have much to say other than it was a good cut trailer.
There's a bunch of better.
I mean, you could very easily dive into it a lot and look into a lot of the different.
And the Balrog's back.
That's that's what I was looking for.
That's the big.
I can't remember.
I'll say that. They set it up for the finale and last season and didn't give it to us because
he's the Robert Downey Jr. of Rings of Power.
Like Rings of Power set itself up for failure in that finale there, where they teased a Balrog and didn't give us that Balrog, and so
yep.
At least now we're getting it. Yeah. Can't escape from us now, because I was peeved when we didn't get that at all. Because it's like you literally teased us.
Yeah, and they like not they couldn't have put it in the finale as like an after credit scene.
This is the one time the fans, for the only time they will ever say, "You may pass."
It's terrible. All right, we're moving on.
All right, we're moving on.
August 29th. Go check it out on Amazon Prime Video.
All right. Well, next on September 20th, we have Transformers 1, where we got the second trailer, and oh my god, the second trailer looks so good. It has me really excited for it now. Because that first trailer, the problem with that first trailer is they tried to market it as a kids movie and try to apply it and go for the kids
because it's animated,
and people are like, this doesn't feel like Transformers. But then there's all these reactions came out. Our good friend John from Nerd Reactor already got to see this movie and said it's really good. And so, as so many other people are saying, and some even calling this the best movie we've gotten out of Paramount too.
I will say he did say like he wishes that they would explore the characters a little more. But at the same time, you only have so much time to He said it was weird seeing Megatron.
Animated movies are typically shorter.
He said it was weird seeing Megatron like all nice.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though.
He didn't think he was gonna like it when he first saw the trailer. And so then he was like, "Oh, I do like this."
It just feels off-putting because you're not used to him being with the good guys, as you know.
It's the origin. It's Transformers Year One.
Yes,
it's the one.
That's why.
It's kind of like wasn't there like a what if
one? You said that
like
a Jewish.
Wow.
Verschnicket.
But I think this new
trailer with what if. Do you remember that?
You do like sausages.
Thanos kind of nice. It felt like really weird and off-putting. It's like, Thanos is nice? What? So yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got from that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this I think the second trailer did a great job of really showing what the movie's probably actually about. Probably revealed a bit too much, but like, if this is this is a story we getting, I'm on board for this story because it looks good.
Yeah.
And so, like prior to this trailer, when all those reviews came out, it's like the movie they watch isn't what that trailer showed. After we get this trailer, I was like, now I see the movie they watched.
So I really like the animation. It reminds me of
nice.
like the animation that they were experimenting with in the late 90s. So it feels very retro.
Correct. It's kind of play a little bit again there for me, Chris, because I'm trying to visualize it here.
I've got it up. Not. Oh God, I didn't mean to have sound.
Because I'm trying to remember the best way to describe it. It's
for me. Do you remember the show Reboot?
Reminds me of
don't, but there was a show called Reboot, and it reminds me of that.
Yeah. But it's also kind of like it's kind of got that die-cast plastic quality to it, where it kind of reminds you of the toys that you bought when you were a kid.
That's the point.
It's got that toy quality, and the lighting. The lighting is what.
The lighting is really
Maybe
it was using
it's very
Unreal
bright.
Engine 5.
It's very dynamic.
It could have been using UE5. For all we know.
Shout out to Epic.
James remembers Reboot. Hell yeah.
This animation reminds me of like a better quality of
Griffin says watched Reboot, can confirm.
This animation, if I was to relate it to another Transformers project, it reminds me a bit of one of the older shows from the early 2000s, maybe 2010s, called Transformers Prime, but with more G1 looks.
Yep.
And so I'm here for it though.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It looks solid. Like sometimes simpler is better with the G1 looks, right? Like G1 Transformers, I think still hold up the best looks, and not the different pieces from all the different mechanical stuff you have from the Bay ones. Like I think G1's always going to live on to be the best generation overall. So
yes,
and like you said, simpler goes a long way. It really does. It's a little more appealing to the eye as well, I would say.
Sometimes,
because if you get a little too much clutter, sometimes I
can see that
it gets a little overbearing. Now I can understand with the Michael Bay thing where you're in live action, it makes more sense to have more detail. It really does. Because if you're gonna slow things down and pause, play, pause, you're gonna look at more intricate details and things that are gonna be a little more, precise. stuff like that that you're going to get out of a VFX studio.
I'm thinking. Now I'm thinking back to my childhood when we used to pause. For back in the day is way different what you pause for now. Like, for example, I'm just gonna throw out Basic Instinct. You know, you paused at a very specific scene where legs were split. If you don't know what Basic Instinct is, go look it up and you'll understand what the scene is. All 13-year-old boys back then were like, we gotta go get this tape and pause it.
At first, I thought you were going to say National Lampoon's Vacation.
No, I mean, or any scene with boobs or anything. Yeah, sure.
God.
But look up. But definitely look up.
This has to be one of the weirdest coincidences I just had that I just noticed.
What?
How long ago was this? Do I have a time for this? No, it just happened 2 minutes ago.
What?
I have somebody on Twix that just followed me named Tom Bombadil.
They know.
Oh,
they know.
That's funny. That's funny. But then also,
or one of the guys made a fake account and they're trolling you right now.
It's one of the big things I used, is you paused The Lion King because when Simba falls down and the dust flows out, it spells sex.
It's actually SFX, but everyone saw it.
It spells sex.
Clearly sex.
It spells sex. Don't let them lie to you. Just like the good teenagers take off your clothes thing does exist. I have heard it within Aladdin.
It's also like when you look at the VHS original cover of The Little Mermaid, there's clearly a penis on there.
Well, yes, exactly. But yeah,
we won't get into that.
When he goes good in Aladdin, goes good kitty. It's good. Teenagers, take off your clothes.
Yeah.
And if you turn it up loud enough, you can hear it.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, it's all real. They just had fun. It was things they did for fun. They weren't seriously like bad people. It's just the animators and the voice actors get bored, and the editors
and the
get
audio
bored.
Team.
So the editors and audio team and stuff. Anyway, so. Next,
you gotta make the adults keep laughing.
Speaking of when we were young, or things you would do when you were young, like
when you were young.
Kevin Smith has a new movie coming out called the 430 movie. And you might ask why it's called the 430 movie, because it's about a kid asking a girl out to the 430 movie.
Yep.
Matinee, baby.
So it looks fun.
I don't have too much to say about it other than it just looks like another fun Kevin Smith movie. It has a bunch of his pals in it, from other Kevin Smith movies in it.
Jason Lee, who I got to meet at LexCon. Very excited.
Look
to
at
see
you
him
name dropping.
It's just I don't generally see Jason Lee do as many things.
Rosario Dawson, I'm excited.
Rosario Dawson, I was excited to see her.
Here's the list of people in it: Ken Jeong, Diedrich Bader, Jason Biggs, Rosario Dawson, Rachel Dratch, Ken Jeong, Jason Lee, Method Man, Logic, who our good friend John has met. So
and he's also making a movie. Kevin Smith is editing his movie.
Is that what it is? Okay. Justin Long, who looks
Justin Clerks 3.
Justin Long looks so silly in this movie. Where is it? Hold on. It's like here. Is it later on? Is that what it is? Or is it? No, it's earlier. Keep talking while I find this. For sure.
Well, we also have Jason Mewes in this.
I think it was somewhere halfway in the trailer.
Of course.
Yeah, you got to have Mewes in there. It's a requirement.
I like how he's involved in it.
Anything he shows up in, I've always enjoyed, and he was one of the nicest humans, nicest people we got to meet at the convention when we went. Spencer and I have like the greatest photo ever.
We do have a photo with him.
I constantly find that photo when I'm scrolling through the photos on my phone.
Now, that is my favorite part of it.
Hey, are they getting tossed?
They're getting tossed, and Ken's joke there. That was my favorite part.
And they're standing next to the Batmobile.
Yeah, that is really good.
DJ Bader's gonna be great in it.
Yep.
Did I see Brian Doyle Murray in it?
So he can be in this, but he can't be the Flying Dutchman? I'm just messing.
We'll see.
That's Kate Michucci.
And then we
Oh,
have to.
yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays.
but
I
we
follow
have to
her
say,
on social. She's fucking.
They filmed this
hilarious.
at the Smod Castle.
Yes.
Which is Kevin Smith's theater.
Kevin Smith's theater.
Which is really cool that they're doing it. And
that is Brian Doyle Murray.
It is him. Yeah.
That's so funny. It's Brian Doyle Murray.
It's funny. We've come full circle.
Oh no, it's not. That's what's his name? That's his friend. That's his friend who's in the other movies with Kevin Smith. It looks like Brian Doyle Murray. Man, he's looking like Brian Doyle Murray as he's getting older.
Yeah. He's the guy from Comic Book Man. Wait, no, he's not.
No, he's from Clerks.
No, he's from
Clerks.
The main dude from Clerks.
Brian O'Halloran. That's who it is.
Brian O'Halloran.
That's who it is.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It looks like
definitely Brian O'Halloran.
I'm trying to find Justin Long is what I'm trying to find.
I thought he was like halfway through the trailer. You cut past him. I saw him.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Keep going back. Yep. Well, there's a few seconds delay. Keep going. It's before they got tossed.
It's before they got tossed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going way back now. Yeah.
Oh, it must have been it had to be a quick shot in the second half somewhere, like just a quick.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in the second half.
Regardless, it looks like a fun movie.
It does. I'll just do this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
If he pops up, then I'll pause it.
So.
All right.
But yeah.
Oh, there he is. There he is. He's after the title of the movie.
So it was very early in the trailer.
No, very late in the trailer.
At the end of the trailer.
The end. So
you dingo dork.
There he is.
There he is.
All right.
Kind of reminds me of I forget his name. It's I think it's executive producer of the first Clerks movie. I can't remember his name. He appeared as a character in the first Clerks. It's Kevin Smith's really good friend, and he plays like this guy that's high in the first Clerks movie, and it reminded me so much of him, just that same demeanor. And I'm wondering if that's when he made this new character. I'm wondering if that's what he was going off of, or if he's just going for basic, like, hey, it's a guy that's really high. I gotta find it. Let me see. I gotta find the guy's name. It's eating me alive here. It's where's the wiki? Scott Mosier. Scott Mosier's character from Clerks.
What you're talking about now?
You do?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that same sort of character. Just the portrayal, at least, it seemed to me, it was very similar to the way it was portrayed in Clerks. And I'm wondering if in the View Askew timeline, maybe it'd be funny if that was the same character, but they said it before.
Oh, and he was younger?
Like,
that'd be funny.
Like pre-Clerks.
I feel like this is based on something that happened in Kevin's life when he was younger.
Oh, no doubt.
No, yeah.
A lot of that stuff is based on Kevin's life.
It is. Okay.
He says
okay.
No, he says like all his stuff, especially
it meshes the things I know, but I feel like this is actually something that, like, I know he always says like
a lot of
it
is
elements.
This is, yes.
This one though feels very much more an actual straight line story of something happened when he was younger. So that's cool.
And they just rename characters as a new story, but it's based on his.
Because I know Clerks is that's basically they used to hang out outside a convenience store. Yeah. So that's how the idea for Clerks came about.
And he worked in said same convenience store.
Yeah.
And the VHS Plus next door, he worked there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yep, he did it all.
Yep. The 4:30 movie. Check it out. Why not even go see it at 4:30?
As of right now, the premiere tickets were available. I think
$500 or $5,000 or something.
I think that's for the LA premiere.
Yeah,
I know the one that's going to be in New Jersey was $100.
Oh, that's not bad. If you're in Jersey, definitely go check it out.
Yeah, if you're in Red Bank at the Smod Castle.
Well, yeah, obviously at this one, but even if you're not at this, if you're in Philly, even drive over and check it out.
Yeah, and as far as I know, they still haven't listed. I'm sure Saban will figure something out. I imagine they'll do like they did with the Clerks movies, where they like live stream it.
The Fathom stuff.
But that depends on what. That depends on if Saban has
Fathom
a
does
distribution
that.
deal to do that.
Fathom
I
does
don't know
too,
that they do.
It's all about if they can get an agreement with.
It's whoever
Fathom's
the
main.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if we'll hear something. I'm sure Kevin will let us know on social when it comes out.
That's who they usually work with. That he usually works with now is Fathom. So
yeah, it's just weird that they're doing it through Saban, because I think this is the first time he's done one with Saban.
Yeah. Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Was Reboot? Was that Saban?
Fathom.
I'm trying to remember.
That was Fathom.
No, who produced for distribution?
Oh no, we're talking about special events.
Jay and Silent.
But we're talking about special events, Patrick. Like if you're talking
I'm just wondering if Saban has to work out a deal with Fathom instead of Kevin directly.
Well, he's probably included in the negotiations. It's probably a
oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
It's more complicated than that, Patrick. It's not just a negotiation.
Okay, no, it was Miramax. No, it was distributed by Saban. Yep. So this will be the second. I want to say the second one. No, because Clerks 3 was Clerks 3.
It probably was because Clerks.
It probably was a
reboot.
Yeah,
it was after Reboot.
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. Yeah, that's probably who his new distributor.
Because his new. No, that one was Lionsgate.
Oh wow.
Apparently, so he's working with like 2 or 3 different studios. Right
well,
now.
Because we all know what his original one was.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that.
He's disavowed that one.
Moving on.
Which
moving on.
Spencer, you've already heard the news about that.
Moving on.
Back to, what
Dogma,
was that movie?
Yes, moving on.
Dogma, yeah, distribution.
Moving on.
Coming up for that again, so.
Moving on.
Well, we have one other main trailer to talk about, and then we got Creature Commandos. We got our first full trailer for Creature Commandos, which is a first DC Studios project, and right there at the beginning, we see the DC Studios logo, which we also want to talk about. I want to mention it around one too. That's your logo. Bring it back to the classic,
old school.
I freaking love it.
DC logo there. And so James Gunn's doing here what he does best, of bringing together a ragtag team group of people. Where I really like the animation of this and bringing together all this stuff and of all these different characters here. I'm trying to remember everybody that's in it, but
good shot.
We gotta say the first one, your boy Weasel.
Weasel is fantastic.
Just look at the thumb.
I am so happy about that. Well, yeah, you should go to where did I get it? Oh, go to 44 seconds, and then you can see that's where I got the thing. Was in the couple of seconds after that.
It's fantastic.
I know.
It's so good.
There it is.
Yeah. And so I love my Weasel.
Look at that one. Oh my
It's
god.
your boy Weasel.
Look at that picture. Oh my god.
Yep. So there's Weasel and all sorts of other cool characters here.
Weasel is the best.
Right? He's gonna be the standout of the show. I freaking love it.
He's gonna be the Patrick Star of the show.
Shot of all of them standing at the top of the steps. Damn it, where'd it go? From the mind. Okay, here, let's just go through the characters.
Yeah.
Mind of James Gunn.
From
the Bride. Frankenstein's bride, obviously, is why they call her the Bride, because she's obviously been Frankenstein together.
The Bride.
Dr. Phosphorus.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him in this.
This should be interesting.
Weasel, the goat. GI Robot.
Weasel, the goat, as Spencer says. GI Robot, who is being voiced by Alan Tudyk.
Fantastic.
Very excited for that.
Yes.
And yes, Weasel is being, I guess we're calling it voiced by Sean Gunn.
Well, yeah.
More like gibberish by Sean Gunn.
Yeah, but still.
It's still a voice, so.
Nina Mazursky, who
I'm not familiar with.
Not familiar with. Looks like a character from Hellboy.
Yes, Ronnie J. Spencer is the voice of Weasel.
And then, of course,
only
Frankenstein.
in our tabletop. So,
Wow.
then he's Weasel.
I don't know.
Frankenstein is another, and then the next character, but he's not in
Frankenstein's
this
the
group
last.
shot. And then,
Oh.
of course, there's Rick Flag, Senior.
Yep.
The Frankenstein's voiced by David Harbour too.
Oh,
so.
cool. Creature Commando.
Good pick. Good pick.
Here's the cast, folks. Frank.
Yeah,
Grillo.
I quite like it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for more James
Who's
Gunn
Frank
goodness.
Grillo doing?
Sounds
he's
good.
Rick Flag
Bring on the
Senior, that's
James
right.
Gunn.
Yeah, Frank Grillo is Rick Flag Senior.
I'm not sure who.
I'm guessing Maria Bakalova is the bride.
I would think so. Yes.
I'm not so sure. Possible.
And Viola Davis obviously is back as
Waller. Yeah.
Waller. Yeah, you have to.
So yeah. December, folks. No
Yes,
exact
yes.
date, just December.
Gizmo. What? Don't feed Weasel after midnight?
Don't feed.
Don't feed
That's
the
funny.
weasel after midnight. Do, 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 do.
Don't do.
All right.
Well, that was our last main topic, but if you all are cool with it, we could quick fire through all these others just really
let's
quick because
do
these
it.
are. All right. Well, first up, well, I'm not sure how fast we'll actually quick fire through this one, but we'll go through it really quick.
Yeah.
We've got our first images of Skeleton Crew, the next Star Wars series to come out.
It's
Where,
two kids.
2 kids? I don't think you can
It's-
count Buddy.
No, there's definitely more than 2 kids.
Oh, I only saw the thumbnail one. I didn't see the other image.
There's
I just saw the
4
one
of
you
them.
sent me.
There's 4 kids.
We have 4 kids, Jude Law's character, and then we don't have it. Oh, no, I think you see him here. The robot there in the third pic.
Yep.
Fourth picture. So there's 6 main characters there. I like, though, if you go to the second picture, though, I really like how they're on their bikes. Like, that's just so sweet. They're on their Star Wars space bikes, the kids, space bicycles. Also, can we just take a moment and, if you go to that third one, that little blue, who is it? I'm trying to figure out who it is.
It's
It's the
Neil?
same
Is
species
Neil?
as
I'm guessing it's gotta be Neil.
Yeah, I think it's Neil.
Yeah.
Of Neil there is just adorable. I love Neil already and don't know anything about him, but I'm here for Neil.
He's that same species as the dude that plays the pianos at Jabba's palace.
Yes.
Is he?
Yeah,
Max Rebo?
he is.
I
Yeah,
can
Max
see that.
Rebo. Yeah.
So
Which
it's
hold on,
Max
hold on.
Rebo, but
There was,
cuter.
there was the whole debate on if Max Rebo had 4 appendages or
died?
2. Yeah, and this guy's
Oh.
clearly got. So is he holding the flashlight
Oh.
with his hands or his feet?
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry,
All
he's
right, what
got
other
4. We're
pictures
good,
are
we're
there?
good,
Let's see
we're good.
here. The robot.
No, I don't think
Them
there's
on
too
there.
much to
Oh
say
wait,
about
the
this.
next. There's another bike picture. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show does come out on December 3rd.
The one of
So-
Jude Law with his light, that's the original image when they debuted Skeleton Crew. I want to say that was
Yes.
at Celebrate. No, I think it was D23.
It was.
So that
No,
image
it was
has been
a
around for.
It was a
Forever.
celebration picture, but yeah,
It's been around for ages, and they're like, "Oh, look, exclusive." No. that
Well,
was-
no.
No,
That
the
picture was a
other
leaked
ones
picture.
are,
It was a
yeah.
leaked picture.
Oh.
They
That's
never.
right.
they-
It was a
it
leak.
was
So
never
it's
official.
technically an official release.
Now
But
everyone's already seen it because you can't
everyone
stop
has seen
something
it.
when you show
Yeah.
it. So, but yeah,
Everyone saw that.
But yeah,
Alright, next thing.
don't have too much else to say. But yes, next thing we got our next new trilogy of Star Wars books announced. Have you heard about these, Patrick? Called Reign of the Empire.
Hold on. I'm trying to.
It's a new book trilogy that explores the politics behind the rise of the rebellion.
The,
Womp womp.
the way
I've
I
seen
look
that
at
in
it,
the
it's
comments.
Andor season 1.5.
It's kind of that, but it's also around like what's that book we used to read, Spencer? Oh my gosh.
That book we used to read.
Lords of the Sith. Lords of the Sith.
No, this is completely different.
That's that whole time period.
Well, yes, the time period. Yes. But the subject matter is
nothing to do with Jedi.
The struggle against the Empire through the eyes of the familiar faces. So we're going to see Mon Mothma, Bail Organa, and Saw Gerrera, all with their own different perspectives on what must be done to stop Palpatine.
I've already read all three of those. Everybody but Bail. We kind of got glimpses of that in Leia, Princess of Alderaan. Other than that, we've seen them. Well, I guess we haven't seen the Mon Mothma stuff, but we know the Mon Mothma.
This is all early stuff that we're getting more details on of more their early stuff that we didn't necessarily see before.
It's that deleted scene from Revenge of the Sith, kind of post that.
I mean, we are having a whole trilogy over it, so there's a story to be told. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it is.
It'll be new. The Mon Mothma stuff will be kind of cool.
Patrick has to be our orc right now.
Yeah.
The Bail Organa stuff is what I'm more interested in than anything. And then what was the third one again? You said?
It was Bail Organa, Saw Gerrera.
I've already read the Saw Gerrera stuff. It's been covered in Rogue One. It's been covered in there was a Jyn Erso book. That's all been covered in that over multiple years when she was a child growing up with.
But this
Saw
is
Gerrera.
before that, isn't it?
No, it ties in with that, but a lot of that stuff's already been covered leading up to.
See, I disagree here, but
how he ended up in the armor.
Yeah, you'll agree to disagree.
This is showing parts that haven't been shown. So
they're filling in the gaps with him. That's all they're doing with him.
Well, is that not what every single Star Wars novel does, Patrick?
And
then they turn around then they turn around and retcon it 6 years later with a live action show.
Oh my god!
Oh, so that you don't watch anyway.
It's temporary filler. It's temporary filler.
Have you watched Acolyte?
Yes, I watched all of Acolyte.
Okay.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
I'm just seeing if he's watched the recent Star Wars show.
It went back and messed some stuff with Ki-Adi-Mundi. We won't get into that.
Okay. You're talking about where the only thing where we ever had.
You gotta change your battery, Chris.
You're talking about the only thing that we ever had with his date was on a trading card, right?
It was on a trading card, but still, they fucked around with some other stuff with Revenge of the Sith too. But we won't get into that.
All right, whatever. Get down to mad at semantics. All right. Anyway,
I have
other
to
stuff.
be. I'm the canon guy, so.
All right. Next up, we have Batman: The Caped Crusader. Comes out tomorrow.
Yes.
We got a new trailer for it over at Comic-Con, I think, or stuff about it there as well. And so, but what is it 10 episodes, I think, dropping tomorrow? Gonna have to binge all those.
All
I'm
at
looking
once.
forward to that. Batman: The Caped Crusader. And then me and Chris can review it because Patrick will be too lazy to watch it.
No, I'm just too busy to watch it.
Lazy. Also, let's give a shout out to Kilo in the chat who just dropped in.
Shit. Wow.
What up?
Holy crap.
The wolf himself is here.
He crawled out of TikTok to come say hello.
Oh my gosh, Griffin's making fun of you, Patrick. I hope you see this.
What
I
is
hope
he
you see
saying?
this. You said this man much hate the filler episodes where the villain of whatever it is saves an ice cream shop but can't live with it down for the rest of the season.
No, I don't hate filler. I just hate
That's
when
what
they
you're
do-
saying.
I don't hate filler. It's just when you already hit the main key
But
stuff.
what are okay?
If they
so
add, here's my take on this. If they add stuff that's meaningful, cool. I got no problem
so
with that.
what do you
If
want
they
them to write a
read-
Star Wars book about?
I don't want them to retread things.
What do you want them to write a Star Wars book about? Because everything is
stories.
retreading stuff. New stories.
Stories.
They don't have no one's allowed to do that.
I know that's the problem. They're not. They're stuck in this. They're stuck between episodes 3 and 7. They will not break out of that because it's Disney playing it safe.
Yeah,
That's
That's-
a lie because you have the High Republic, but you know people.
Which
it's not
was
like
a
everyone goes
giant
reading.
freaking gamble. A giant freaking gamble, and now it's kicking them in the ass.
No, they've been selling.
Have you
fairly
read
well.
the ratings online? Dude, they're getting eaten alive with that show.
It's because No, I'm talking about the books, not the Acolyte.
No.
Oh, the books are selling, but they're not selling like crazy numbers.
But no, that's the point though. Is never mind. I'm just gonna carry on.
Move on. Just move on.
But yeah, High Republic is not high selling, regardless of what they will tell you. It's not. Because I think there was a picture that leaked out. There was some like signing with one of the authors at a convention, and like nobody hardly showed up to their booth for a Star Wars author.
Well, okay, there's a lot of factors to go into there,
Yeah.
but let's just carry on.
If it's recent, then there's a lot.
It was
of
recent.
factors.
It was
like
recent.
2024 or
Yes, 2024.
There's a lot of factors, and depending on where it was.
Yeah.
All right, we have next up. We got an official title drop for the Spawn movie.
Yeah.
That Blumhouse is officially now working on, because there's rumors to where, or Todd McFarlane came out and said if a deal isn't worked out by the end of 2024, they're going to find somebody else to work on the Spawn movie for, because Todd McFarlane's been working his ass off to get this new Spawn movie.
And rightfully so.
Right.
Rightfully so.
And so, anyway, we have the title of this movie, which is now King Spawn, which is very interesting, because, I think this would be an interesting... King Spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Here's your crown, King.
That's such a great comic arc.
Well, it's not a comic arc. That's the name of a new comic. It's a whole series.
It's a whole series, yeah.
We have now, where they're up at like 30 something now, like 36, 7 ish.
They're getting up there.
It's up there, and so anyway, King Spawn is now that's the title of the movie. A little over 3 years ago, after Spawn's universe. So,
I swore there was a King Spawn thing.
Well, there was a thing where Spawn was technically king of
the underworld. That's what
of hell and took over, and there's a bunch of after he slayed the main villain Malbolgia there. But no, I think they're specifically referencing King Spawn here to kind of take more of a, try to figure out a new way to get people into the universe. Because if you're a Spawn fan, you don't want to see that origin again, which I understand.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're gonna try to go in somewhere of the newer stuff and try to get people in that way and try to sell the comic stuff there. I think is what they're trying to do.
I'd be intrigued to see that.
Try to go, get a snippet of Spawn of more of his more modern stuff that he's doing, but maybe also remix it on screen to still bring old school fans in there as well.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing whatever it is, because who knows what mix Todd McFarlane will bring for King Spawn there. And he, like I said, he's has top-notch writers working on it, so we'll see what happens there. All right, next up, something like this one I didn't know about at all until today. Games Workshop and Amazon revealed yesterday. Games Workshop on their financial earnings call let out a big news saying that if they don't figure out a creative deal with Amazon by the end of this year, all that Warhammer stuff that we heard about with Henry Cavill going on at Amazon isn't happening.
Yep.
If they don't figure their shit out by the end of the year.
They have until December to agree to creative guidelines.
We'll see what happens. They got 4 months. I don't see it happening.
I do.
Really don't.
I do, because Henry Cavill is such a fan of Warhammer.
He is, but I keep hearing rumors that it's not going to work.
He's working on right now. This is it for him.
Yeah, but everything I keep hearing is they are butting heads over this for like the last year.
Sure.
It's been headbutting, like constantly. Like they might not even want him attached at all anymore.
Well, it's more but it's between Games Workshop and Amazon, not Cavill and Amazon.
So who's pulling for him? Do we know? Is it just a fan cast?
No, it's not.
It's a fan cast. It's
no. They have to come up with creative guidelines. Like it's basically. It has basically Amazon one. It's basically like think of Rings of Power, and Amazon did that with it.
They license out or deal with the estate of JR.
Yes, exactly. So what Amazon's trying to do is negotiate what they can use, and if they can change anything, and they have a certain idea of what they want to do.
And that's the big problem.
And that's the big problem. Yeah, it's not to do with Henry Cavill.
It sounds like Henry Cavill is generally a canon, close to a canon purist when it comes to the Marvel, or not Marvel, geez Louise, Warhammer, like the lore, basically, is at least what I had heard. So I don't know if it's him butting heads over creative stuff. Like
it's not. It's not. The agreement will only proceed if the creative guidelines are mutually agreed between Games Workshop and Amazon.
So Henry Cavill has absolutely nothing
to do with
just
this.
these two parties. Yes,
This is to do with them figuring out what can be used and what can't be used, and Amazon saying, okay, we agree to that. We'll use this, and we're okay with not being able to use this.
So tentatively, it's just a maybe.
Yeah, we won't know. These things are going on. There's probably people on the phone right now about this crap. You know what I mean? Like that.
Well, not tonight. It's late, but yeah, I know what you mean.
That's not in Europe.
Yeah, 6 in the morning.
Some places it's 8 in the morning.
Yeah, maybe Russia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe.
In Mother Russia.
In Mother Russia, Warhammer 40KU.
Love it.
All right. Next, we have now Roll20. It has new features with Discord, where you can now use Roll20 within the desktop app of Discord now. So like a cool integration that you have. Chris, you checked it out, right? Like
I just cool logged onto it really quick. It's really cool. If you're the one who starts it, you're known as the GM. All your games that you have in Roll20, when you log in, show up right there, so you can choose your games. So I didn't go into one of the games though, but we will be. This, I guess, is where we can announce that we are working towards doing a Fallout the RPG miniseries with actually the folks that we play D&D with that are in our party over at Council of Six. So Harmony, who plays the elf Callie in our Souls of Magic Dawn, and Austin, who is Barrick and
hold on. Griffin said a joke that I have to shout out here. He said, "Look, none of us can afford Warhammer 401k."
I love it. Yes. But and then
your children for
we're bringing in Harmony's life partner. I don't know what his real name is, but he's what is it, Hamilton in Discord?
Yeah.
Yep. So
we're working on it.
We're working on that. So we will possibly be using that for the maybe. We haven't decided how we're doing it.
Figure it out.
We might obviously be doing it on video and stuffing people on video. But anyway, so yeah, that's really awesome. I'm really excited to be able to, even if we're do like games that aren't streamed, and we can do audio. You know, now it would be really cool to do audio TTRPGs. You know, like you do on Dingistan, like you've done. You know, and now we can use Roll20 now for them instead. You know.
Definitely figure that out, but yes.
Yeah, but then Discord as well.
It seems like a nice integration.
Yeah, Discord is they're moving, they're moving and shaking. They're doing things. The whole first Xbox, then PlayStation. It was actually first PlayStation, then Xbox, then PlayStation.
No, it was Xbox, PlayStation, and then it swaps back and forth of who gets more and more features. But Xbox though is getting more stuff.
Getting more features now.
Yeah, you know,
insiders are getting them now. Are able to do this, but soon
we're still
everybody will be able to. If say Patrick is streaming Sea of Thieves from his Xbox, like he does all the time. So I could go on my Xbox. Well, not now. Eventually, I'll be able to go on my Xbox, click on your name, get in, and watch your Discord stream through the Xbox.
Yeah.
So,
and I do have I'm wondering about one thing about it still, which I'm still trying to figure out is. You remember with Xbox One how they had like a minimized window?
Snap. It's not going to be a snap. It's going to
be full screen only.
It's probably going to be full screen only.
Ah, damn it.
Wish you could just snap because they
I would really like to play a game while I'm watching.
It's funny that you guys mentioned that because I did a poll over on purexbox.com recently, and it asked like, would you want Snapback? And I said yes, obviously. And I looked into, you know, the reason they got rid of it, and the reason they got rid of it is, you know, resource issues, you know, but in this day and age, it wouldn't be a resource issue.
Not with SSDs.
So I would love Snap to come back. because then we could do video calls on. You could do a video call, snap it snap a browser
via Discord.
Yeah.
Or through a browser. Snap
you could snap a browser and do video.
I just want to say PS5's had it the entire time. So
they do have Snap? Okay.
Well, not directly. Yeah, the same feature. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Where you could choose to have the gameplay up on the side of somebody's corner, request.
And all I'm saying is, if they can start snapping third-party applications, maybe there's a chance.
Well, they said a big reason too was that the reason they got rid of it is because the Xbox is no longer. It was so when the Xbox One first came out,
I know
focused on
why.
TV, and then it wasn't. But now
they just got rid of it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was
I'm talking about
them
Snap.
Millions. It was costing them millions.
But the reason, Xbox One was focused on being the whole big selling point was you'll watch live TV on your Xbox, and you can Entertainment Hub. And then it started to die down, and so they got rid of it. But now, I don't know, the Xbox is becoming an entertainment hub for a lot of people again.
Yeah.
So
we're also in a generation where we want to multitask.
But at the same time, a lot of people also have smart TVs. So it's...
Yeah.
But I know, for example,
which
Silk,
sometimes I call them dumb TVs.
Silk watches streaming services on his Xbox still. Only because it's habit.
Yeah.
He has a smart TV.
Yeah, most people do have a smart TV.
For him. For me,
and I will say
I don't anymore. I used to, but I have a better smart TV now.
Certain apps are definitely not optimized properly for the Xbox. I've got to say, the Xbox can handle it. They just need to optimize those specific apps.
Well, and it's not like you use a live TV app anymore on the Xbox unless it's a streaming app.
I still have issues with YouTube on Xbox every once in a while. It glitches and makes it weird audio issues.
I never really have that.
Then there was something else I forget. There was something else I used to have problems with.
Well, I also think a big part of that is a lot of companies being lazy with Xbox because they view them as the lowest priority. Because I've never had a problem with any of the apps on PlayStation, and I'm one that uses my consoles to do all that stuff for it. Because I'd much rather use a controller to move around than a TV remote where buttons only work half the time.
It can be clunky sometimes.
It sounds like someone needs a new TV remote.
All right, guys, we're gonna start a fund.
They're just not built to last.
Start that fun.
Did you throw it at the wall for a reason?
No.
I'm messing with you. It's just wear and tear. I got you.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Sure you will.
You're all good. We'll quick fire through all this other stuff really quick.
Without getting into it,
don't go. Just go, Patrick.
No, you're fine.
Just go. I'm messing with you. Relax.
All right. Well, we got lots of other gaming stuff to just go through really quick as we wrap up here.
Yep.
We got a trailer for Funko Fusion. Anything
new
you want to say about it really quick?
It just looks fun. It looks lots of fun. Sure. It looks like a good time because of the licensing thing. We've talked about this licensing thing for so much about with Fortnite and what other, I forget now already what other game we were talking about it with. It looks like it's gonna have the attempting to. Oh no, Griffin!
What did you say?
Oh, Griffin!
Attempt to put the fun in Funko.
But it feels like a Lego game, but more adult and with online play. So
I hope it's good.
I do
too. We'll see what happens.
I really hope it's good. I think it's gonna be good. All right. September 13th, Friday the 13th, that launches. And actually, let me quickly throw this plug here in the middle. It's going to be a quick one right now. September 13th will be the start of the Streamathon for World Auto-Inflammatory Awareness Month. Once again, in September, we will be raising money for the kiddos over at FMF and AID Global Association. Let's try and raise a bunch of money this time for those kiddos and for that organization. There's also going to be a merch store where you can buy products things like I heart someone with an auto-inflammatory condition, and then this time it'll be focused more on auto-inflammatory, but then in February we'll focus on rare disease, so that'll be cool too. So if you knew someone with a rare disease, you can get it anyway. But Friday the 13th is going to be the start of the Streamathon this year, and also the day that Funko Fusion comes out, so maybe you might see some gameplay that day. Who knows?
We'll see.
Depends if we end up getting it or not over in this household.
We'll see.
The next thing, maybe we should wait for Patrick to get back, because you both have played it. And
well, yeah, we messed with it. I can elaborate on it just really quick.
Okay.
So we Sea of Thieves new season came out. We haven't done anything with the big ship yet. We want to try to get a whole crew for that, obviously, before we try to take over a big ship. But what you can do though is you can now go to skeleton outposts, not fortresses or whatever they were before, but now they're new skeleton outposts. You can do a constellation puzzle, which are cool, and battle all these skeletons and get a special kind of loot from them. And so those are, but they're cool. It's like another quick activity like the sea forts. I feel like they're not as
lucrative.
I was going to say as efficient as the sea forts if you're going to grind for them.
Okay. Well, because I feel like the
cool
ghosts kill. Well, no, skeletons kill. Depends on what. Do they have the gold skeletons and stuff like that?
No, it's its own kind. It's like a new black obsidian sort of skeletons. That's there.
Interesting. Does okay.
But yeah, no. It's a cool. Those skeleton outposts are cool. So, we'll definitely have to run through some of those.
Excellent.
Do you have anything to add about the new Sea of Thieves season?
I absolutely love the skeletons events. Those are really cool. The whole aligning the stars thing was kind of fun.
Yeah.
The obsidian skeletons, they're all right.
I mean, it's just another skeleton.
We need to do the thing with the ship. We still haven't done the ship yet.
Yeah, we need to do that. Yeah, we're just saying that we
really
want to get everyone together for that. So,
yeah.
Griffin plays with us. Join us for the ship, Griffin. Calling you out right now. Anyway, next
he called you out.
Anyway, next we have also last week, Multiverses Samurai Jack came out. I've never watched Samurai Jack, but he's a really fun character to use, and so
it's an amazing show. Watch it.
Popular.
I will eventually, maybe not. I don't know.
It's crazy because the Xbox One game is, and like it's also on Steam. It's still $40. It doesn't go down. I've never seen it on sale.
So that tells me they just don't care about marking it down for sale, or they forgot about it.
No.
Or the popularity's high enough where
it's the brand. It's the only Samurai Jack game there is.
But even big games generally go down on sale at some point. That's what it's like.
Never ever been like, oh yeah, it's on sale, I'll get it. But never.
All right.
I'm free Friday and Saturday for the next 2 weeks.
All right, we'll do something. We'll hit you up.
We'll figure it out.
We'll hit you up.
Figure it out.
Anyway,
we do Tall Tales too.
Yeah.
We're way behind.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway,
we're a few years behind on this.
All right. Also in Multiverses, Beetlejuice is coming too.
Oh yes.
Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose.
The juice is loose.
He didn't show up. Damn it.
Yeah. Darn.
Man.
Oh, who's that knocking on my door? I'm joking.
All right, I'll be right back again, guys.
All right. We also got other stuff. We got Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 3 just hit Game Pass. I haven't checked it out yet. I'll probably only play it with like one of my friends that's a fan of it. But good addition for Game Pass.
I'll play it too. I already have it installed. So
all right.
You know that John's installed it as well. So
we also have
John he sent me a message. He goes, I uninstalled pickleball, which he meant cricket, to make room for Modern Warfare 3. I said, okay, that's cool. So now no cricket happening. So I uninstalled it.
Also, great time for Fortnite as We have Pirates of the Caribbean stuff going on. Next season's Marvel themed. Can't wait. And you can get a Tesla Cybertruck for free in it now.
Which we got today.
We got it today, as you can finally get it for today. We got also Xbox 360 store closed this week. Rest in peace for anybody that still actively use the Xbox 360.
Yep, right.
I find it funny though, because Ronnie J actually mentioned something about this, where Sega was trying to be slick with this. Do you know what I'm talking about here? Where
the Sonic games,
Sonic Generations was delisted, which was also on the main Xbox store as a backwards compatible title. But because of the new one came out, when the store closed, we also got that Generations game delisted too, as I'm trying to act like it's part of that delisting, even though it was them just trying to be slick to be like, oh no, can't buy our old version of this now. I just find it funny because their timing was trying to make it be like it was because of that, but it wasn't that.
Absolutely.
We know what you're doing, Sega. You see through your lies, Sega. But all seriousness aside, though, I am looking forward to that game. I probably won't buy it day one, but I do want to get it.
Okay.
We also have coming to Game Pass, Mafia Definitive Edition on, was it August 13th? Is that right?
Yeah, I recommend playing Mafia.
I think I already have that on PlayStation, so you know what? Maybe I'll stream it sometime.
Yeah, it was a free game recently.
I'm assuming this is a rumor. GTA 5 is returning to Game Pass on PC. We'll see.
Yeah, it's returning to Game Pass and possibly also on Game Pass for PC.
I see what you're saying.
Is huge for a lot of people.
It's huge, guys. You gotta trust, in America here with the guns and the
Rockstar.
I'm done with that. All right. Anyway, we also have America, guys. We got Quidditch Champions coming out, was it next month?
September 13th. August. Something.
No, it's beginning of the month because it's a PlayStation Plus title.
Yeah, it's August.
So anyway, not August, September 1st or something. 1st. Whatever that Tuesday is. Whatever the first Tuesday of September is when it's coming out. Like it's the 1st or the 3rd or something like that.
The 6th?
The 6th then. That's
No, sorry, that's August. The 3rd.
The 3rd. See, I had it. September 3rd is when Quidditch Champions is coming. Okay. I get it for free with PlayStation Plus. So suck at Xbox people. Next up, there's also Quidditch Champions plays really good. Me and Chris played it in like its first beta.
Yep.
We really liked it.
Yep.
So go check it out.
Yep.
Next up, hey, you talk about this next one.
Fallout London just got released. We weren't sure if we were going to get it released this year because after Bethesda announced,
really fucked them up.
The next gen update
was a huge fuck
for
up.
April. It because it was supposed to launch like 2 days after the update or something, like a week out or something like that, close to when that update came out, and they tested it and it broke it. So they had to figure out what to do, and what they ended up coming up with is basically there is a what the hell is the word they used? I have it in my downloads. It is a downgrader, and it downgrades your copy of Fallout 4 to the before the next gen, and then you can install Fallout London. It's very weird. You can get it for free if you own Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition on either Steam or GOG. You can go get Fallout London for free on GOG.
It's cool that we actually got to see this because, after Bethesda's huge fuck up with that game, that's what I'm going to call it. It was a huge giant fuck up. Yes. For what they did there, and I imagine so many mods are still broken. Like probably honestly now playing Fallout 4 on GOG is probably the place to play it now because of that downgrade for the.
Yeah, well, the downgrader downgrades your Steam one too. Like it's working for me on Steam. It's
just the base game on Steam too. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, the downgrader is just. I have here. I can send you the downgrader.
Sure. But
because you need it for Fallout London.
Right, but because they probably broke the vast majority of mods, if not all of them. through that thing. And so I don't know. It's such a weird Bethesda move because it's an update that you didn't need, you know, like you just, I don't know why they released it. It seemed like it did more harm than good. So
yeah, it definitely didn't seem necessary this far along. Like, just work on Fallout 5 at that point. Like, I don't understand.
Well,
and the show, I know, is the reason that they knew they did this smartly.
It's
they
their way
knew
to
people were going to be
promote...
playing.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing, is they don't have anything new Fallout coming out for a while other than more 76 content. But 76 isn't everyone's cup of tea.
No.
Not my
It's
cup
been
of tea,
done wrong. It was done wrong. Fallout 76 was just done wrong.
Well, it's gotten a lot better, but I'll get it.
Yeah, you can't run.
Yeah, all your objectives were
they're individual. Yeah, this the whole.
A lot of MMOs are like that, but yeah.
But it's.
I could see them taking the basic stuff they took from 76 and put that towards something that works.
But
better.
in ESO, it's not like that.
Yeah,
some of it.
Yeah, but a lot of it is shared so that, like in Fallout.
No,
76,
I'll agree. ESO is a way better game. Absolutely.
You literally have to go into. Oh, by the way, did you do your 2 days?
Oh, I don't know. I don't care.
Okay, free DLC, man. You got no time. It's past midnight.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, too late. Sorry.
Too late. But
yeah,
like in ESO, like in Fallout 76, you literally have to go into a place like 3 or 4 times if you have a party of 3 or 4 people and go back and forth and do the same thing like 4 times. In ESO, you don't have to do that.
A lot of MMOs are a lot of MMOs are like that.
I stay away from those MMOs, I guess.
Fair enough.
I guess.
You know,
yeah, it's 11:20 my time as well, Ronnie. But
we're almost
Spencer,
done. We only have a couple more things.
No,
here.
Spencer was saying because I said it's after midnight for you, and so
yes.
Ronnie J was saying, yeah,
we're a whole different day away.
I understand, Ronnie.
Yeah, it's
another day away. Oh my God, you're in the future.
Yeah, we're a day ahead of. Yes,
you're in the future.
It's almost like the past future of Fantastic Four.
It's 12:20 or 12:21 correct time.
Oh boy, here we go with this. You sound like an orc. You sound like an orc now.
See all of this behind me? This is
well, no. You see, with us though, it's majority rolls, Chris.
Fuck. Patrick's in this weird place where, like, if he steps 5 feet to the right, or the left, he's in a different time zone.
And I've described it to people. So, like, Chris will get this because Chris was from Florida and he also lived in Maryland. So, Chris, you remember how early the sun sets when you're over on the East Coast?
Yeah.
When I moved over here to the Midwest,
you probably were freaking out.
I'm like, holy shit! When is the sun ever gonna go down? I was like, it's pushing 10 o'clock at night and the sun's still up. What the hell?
Well.
It's like they might as well call us Central Time Zone, man.
So, all right. Looks like, yeah, but go check out Fallen. I'm going to try and stream it. I can confirm it worked. I did the opening sequence, and then, like, before, like, I was about to go out in the world, it broke a little bit, the game. It had some bugs, but I found a fix where it was like, try this one, then try this, then try this, then try this. It's like, if this doesn't work, try this. If this doesn't work, try this. I ended up having to do all the steps, you know. So it wasn't that if this one didn't work, try this. It was that you have to do all of these for it to work properly. And it's getting another bunch of mod stuff from Nexus Mods, and just it was easy.
Well, James, I will tell you this about Florida versus the Midwest right now. Here lately,
we've been getting a lot of rain.
A lot of rain in the Midwest because Chris and I are basically dealing with the same. Yeah, we're dealing with the same weather patterns over here around Illinois, Indiana. But I'll tell you what, Chris, man, the humidity this year up here in the Midwest, you might as well be in the South. It ain't Florida humidity. Let's be real. It ain't Florida
Definitely
humidity.
not Florida. Maybe it's North Carolina, Virginia humidity.
It's Carolina, Virginia, borderline Georgia humidity.
Definitely not. I mean, they're having Maryland in that area. They're having worse summers than we are, though. It's hotter there than here.
It's been hotter and drier on the East Coast. They're having like drought level conditions out there this year.
Yeah, happy rain during the summer days. You mean hurricane season? Yeah.
No. That's in about 4 weeks, buddy.
What are you talking about? Hurricane season started in June.
Peak hurricane season.
Oh, peak hurricane season. Yes, at the beginning of June. September. Yeah, September.
Right
yeah. September.
I saw there's another storm coming across right now. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Well,
beginning of August. Here we go.
Doesn't worry. The only thing we have to worry about here is getting taken off to Oz.
And I love how the last storm hooked towards Texas and then managed to hook back up towards you and me, and then it directly hit me. I'm like, damn, I can't get away from the hurricanes. They just come right at me. I'm like a hurricane magnet.
All right, next we have, along with all this other Game Pass stuff, and
Crash and Say Trilogy, 3 of the best ever platformers. Yep. Let's go.
It's rumored to be joining Game Pass this coming
I recently
month.
You mean the new Xbox mascot?
I recently platinumed that first game, including beating Stormy Ascent all the way through and getting all the time trial stuff. Listen, Stormy Ascent's a fucking bitch, all right? But I fucking did it. If you don't know what Stormy Ascent is,
look it up.
You know what? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. Just look it up.
Ignorance is bliss. Is what I'd say.
It up. I say look it up and challenge yourself.
Stormy Ascent transformed Spencer from a boy into a man.
It grew hair on his testicles. And they dropped 3 sizes that day. And we're also possible then that we're also going to get Spyro. And
I don't see why not.
The Spyro trilogy and Activision and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered. So,
which is funny because that studio doesn't even exist.
Yeah, but the game's still owned by Activision. So
yeah, they're like we still own it. Yeah, it's like the whole thing with what was that game that just oh jeez, I'm trying to remember it. That animated game that came out a while back. That was like the
animated game. It's so descriptive.
It's that one for that Japanese studio, that studio that got shut down, but they still have it up on Game Pass.
Hi-Fi Rush? You mean?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, yeah. He's talking about Tango Gameworks.
Tango Gameworks, yeah.
Talking about Tango Gameworks.
The studio's gone, but the game's still up.
Yeah, because they own it.
Yep.
Xbox owns it.
Gotta love them
Tango
publishers.
Gameworks was an Xbox game studio. So there's nothing weird about that. Anyway, and then the last thing you talk about, Spencer, because I didn't even know that was there. Or is that Patrick? Did Patrick?
That was mine. I did see about this. But Patrick
so I was scrolling through my X feed today. Sorry, my Twix feed.
And
that one popped up as something that was shared by some. I want to say this one was through IGN. Might have shared this, or not IGN. One of their people shared it. And that is Obsidian is going to be working on a future unannounced title. We still don't know what it is, but I guess Avowed's being done by one. Let me see what it said. I forget.
It said Avowed's being done by one. Outer Worlds 2 being done by another.
Outer Worlds 2 is by the other one. And so the only other team that's not doing anything right now is the
Grounded
team. Grounded.
They did just go 1.0.
Oh, yeah. So it makes sense.
And all that. So
it makes sense that they would be prepping for their next project.
They just went 1.0 YOLO.
We still may get a couple updates, but that game is pretty much complete now. So gonna have to go get into it, guys. Get back into it.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see
catch our spiders and our traps. Love it.
It'll be several years.
Yes. It'll be several years before
you hear on this
one. It'll be post. I would think Outer Worlds. No, they'll probably announce it a little bit after Avowed, I would think.
It would probably be it'll be announced, I bet, like in next year. If we are getting rumors that it's being worked on, we're going to get announcements next year. It'll be
one of those trailers where they'll show it to get the developers to get hired.
Well, yeah, we might get a teaser.
Like they did Outer Worlds too,
it's going to be like, remember how we got that Everwild teaser from Rare? It's going to be like that.
Oh, Jesus.
And we still haven't seen that game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be in a couple of years. It's going to be
the hiring trailer, as I like to call it.
Yes, exactly. No,
That
you're
is what
right.
those are.
That's
Those
what
are
they
exactly
are. Yeah.
what those
All it
are.
is now.
Yeah.
It excites the fans, but
That's
also
what-
gives people who want to get a job.
That's what the RIP game of Scalebound was, and then that.
And I guess Redfall, but
Oh.
we know how that ended.
Yeah. Well, red. Yeah.
Let's talk about depressing stuff.
Anyway, anything else you all want to talk about?
I just want to ask you guys how your last month plus has been in terms of, since we haven't podcasted, how you guys been? Like just in general.
Fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not. Yeah.
But yeah.
I will say I've just been enjoying a nice chill summer until as those days are
To be young
very
again.
quickly coming to an end.
To
We'll have to
be
start
young
worrying
again.
about stuff.
Yes.
So
Yes.
For those of you guys who
Get back to
don't
school,
know,
you youngster.
yeah, Spencer's generally school most of the year, so summertime is his big dingus den grind for content.
and
generally.
even then I've been taking a big break from.
Yeah.
Although for Dingiston, tomorrow
Tomorrow.
I will be live at 7 p.m. Eastern to talk about all the big comic news that is San Diego Comic Con. We talked about all the big news that wasn't comic news, but we tomorrow, me as in me and Steve from Rebel Rock Radio, are going to be talking about all the big stuff. Like I said, it is a huge weekend for DC. Huge announcements. There's some big stuff from Marvel too. There's a couple other things there, but lots of big stuff to come out of the big two that we're going to be diving deep into tomorrow. So, and you know what? I already have the stream all set up for it. So just follow that link right there and hit that notification button. So
There
you
it
know
is,
when we go
guys,
live.
in the chat. Notify yourself. Get it in there.
All right.
Chris, do you have anything coming up you want to plug?
No.
Charity.
Well, yeah,
Oh, yes,
I did that
charity,
already.
charity.
I already
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that. But
Well,
we can
Remind
plug it
everybody
again.
who wasn't
Yeah.
here maybe at the
Never
beginning.
too much.
Plug charity. September is going to be World Auto-Inflammatory Awareness
Yep.
Month. Give us your money for the kiddos.
And I believe it starts, what is it, Friday the 13th, you said?
Well, that's going to be the streamathon.
For the Streamathon.
Streamathon.
September
the whole
13th.
month, we want your money.
Mm-hmm.
All month
So,
September.
All month September. Friday's going to be the big kickoff for the
Yeah,
stream.
most
Okay.
of the stuff that'll be done during them, like the month, will be if we do gaming, it'll still be on Twitch. If we do talkie like this, it'll be on YouTube. Like I think
Correct.
there's isn't the Call of Duty Direct? Is that August or is that September?
It depends on what they're
I
doing
think-
for Gamescom.
I think that is September. I think you're right. I think it's Call of Duty Direct was September. They announced it when they but Gamescom.
We're
Oh yeah,
still
are we
waiting for
gonna?
Gamescom.
Gamescom is in a couple of
August.
weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks away.
Yeah,
I think
so
let me get the dates. I want to say it's 2
the
weeks.
25th to the 27th, I believe.
So 4 more weeks.
Yeah, like three or
three and
four,
a half,
three and a
whatever it
half.
is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I think it starts like Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be 3.5 because it'll be a weekend.
Start like a Thursday or a Friday. Yeah.
Let me see if we have a date for individual
Call of Duty
presentation.
Direct. There is. Well, yeah. Check for the Xbox.
It's in
presentation
August.
Yeah.
For the Call of Duty thing.
Okay. It is.
'Cause I'm not
August
sure if we have
27th.
dates locked in for
Is it
specific.
the 27th?
presentations
Maybe. That sounds rightish, but I'm not sure.
Call of Duty Direct. Anybody remember in the chat? Direct in August.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty next scheduled for August 28th.
1 day off.
Yes.
There we go. There we have it.
So yeah, which is the day, and then Gamescom.
I don't think they've officially listed who's doing presentations on what days yet.
Is
But the kickoff is the 20th,
the 20th. Okay.
and then they'll be doing the 21st through the 25th as the actual convention dates. Which I would imagine, based off years past, I would think Xbox will
Yeah, they don't
probably
have,
do theirs on Saturday. Probably.
They don't have a
PlayStation does Friday, I think. If I remember correctly.
Xbox usually does Sundays.
Did they do Sundays?
They always do Sundays for their presentations.
That's right, because Nintendo was always did their own separate thing.
Yeah.
Right after.
Yeah.
So they'll probably be on the last day. So PlayStation will be Saturday on the 24th, I would imagine. If they're even, I don't even know if Sony said what they're doing yet. Have you heard, Spencer?
I haven't kept up with any of this, so I don't know.
Okay.
James,
we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Hopefully next pod. Because I'm sure in the next week we should be getting some news about Gamescom and who's doing what on what days.
Yes. James
and we can start
says,
predicting what we'll see. You know?
per my schedule, I should be free for the charity round that weekend of the 27th. Okay. Well, yeah, the Streamathon is going to be the 13th through the 17th. So that's when the Streamathon itself is going to be, and that'll be on YouTube. But throughout the month, again, of course, like usual, we'll do regular streams, but pushing for you guys to donate, as much as we can. And actually, there will be probably some merch that people can buy for World Auto-Inflammatory Awareness Month, and different for the different auto-inflammatory diseases as well. So
has Melina been working on that?
We all have.
Okay.
The three. Yeah, they've been getting on calls all the time for it. But then during the Streamathon, we'll have interviews as well that we didn't really have last time. So there'll be some time filled with actually some interviews and
some new content of a different.
We had an interview last time too with Monica Hare, and she should come back. But then there's people from the organization I'm going to bring in to talk. People who help with the organization, people who are other patients who have kids. And then throughout the month, I'm going to say that we are going to be starting a podcast over on the FMF and AID YouTube. So when that, I'll talk more about that when it gets closer. So if you are interested in anything medical like that, want you to check it out for sure. But other than
we'll plug that on social in case you guys forget. We'll share that.
We'll deal with that when they cross that bridge when we actually start doing it. We're just lining up guests now and stuff. We have a host, and I'm going to be running the technical side, obviously. Look out for that. But hopefully we didn't bore you too much today. But we will be back on.
Or Phil.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I had to get a Billy Madison reference in there.
I triple dog dare you.
Dog dare you.
We should be back on the Twitch assists at some point here. I'm sure you'll see Captain Patrick flying. You might see this.
I'm talking with Frank. We might actually be purchasing pilot outfits.
Oh no!
For future stream content.
Oh no!
To be a little more official looking. So if you see me wearing like a captain hat, you'll know.
You can't be just flying with an Xbox controller. You got to start investing in the right equipment, man.
Oh Lord!
You bore me too, James. You bore me too.
You see me looking all like serious and stone faced, and you just see me.
You cuck lover, James.
Cuck lover, wow.
You cuck lover, James. You bore me all the time. Maybe we'll do especially when the new season of Fortnite starts. Usually we've been doing streams at least the first night of the first day of a new Fortnite season. So that's
we pulled John out of retirement for one night.
That'll be August 16th, and it's a Marvel season. So
Griffin has another joke for you, Patrick.
Oh boy! I mean, the flight controller is called a Thrustmaster. It is. I don't even have it here next to me. Damn it! You're lucky, Griffin.
What? You're what? You have a Thrustmaster?
I do. Yeah, it's an old Hodis X.
Oh, you have an old one for the 360
for PC and PS3.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't work on my series.
I bet you could find a YouTube video that could get you could open it up and get it to work on the Series X, or you could just go spend the $90 and get a new one that works on Series X.
Which would probably be better
for your stress levels. Yes,
$90. I could I would have spent on labor anyways.
Yeah. What?
So,
You're gonna pay yourself $90 to take apart your
hey man,
your
time
joystick?
is money.
Well,
Time
no,
is money.
but here's the thing. What else are you gonna do with that joystick?
Play with
Dust-
it. Oh wait,
dust
not
it
that
off.
joystick.
Dust
Oh,
it off,
okay.
wiggle it around. Clean
Which
it
one
every
are we?
once in a
Wait,
while.
I'm confused. Which one we're talking about now?
Check all
Hold
three.
on, let me get it
You got to
for
check the X, Y, and Z axis.
Hold on, I'm getting it out now. Hold on.
Oh,
Watch out,
there we
whipping
go.
it out. Oh, there it is. Oh, we need to blur that.
Oh wait.
Oh
wait,
my
wait.
god.
Hold on. I
Oh,
think I found
oh,
a sword
oh.
too.
A sword. Oh, damn.
Yeah, there it is. That's for D&D. My sword talks to me now, and he's Lunga does a Foghorn Leghorn voice for it. Go check it out. It's hilarious.
Well,
Yes.
I say, I need to pull my sword out.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah, no,
says
it's a sword. It's a
the
sword,
sword
that's talking.
talks. That talks to
Yeah,
me.
the sword talks.
And
Well,
only
I'm
I can hear
I'm
it, so
about to
all
slap
them are
somebody.
like, "What the fuck? He's gone crazy. He's
gone
talking
crazy.
to a sword." And I'm a giant owl, so like I'm a
That makes
6 foot
sense
owl.
because you're going to be looking to the center of that Tootsie Pop.
Hey now, we're talking about joysticks still.
Oh my god.
And on
Sure.
that note, folks, thank you for hanging out and watching Rambling Red Shirts. I am Chris. Some people call me Darth Pyron. Some people call me the Pyron Knight. Some people call me the High Nerd. Some people call me Asshole. That would be these two next to me, which is the dingus named Spencer and Patrick down in the bottom corner there. Have a good night, everybody, and we will catch you later and next time here on Red Shirts Remastered. And Matthew Coburn got a lightsaber.
Yeah.